Hello? I think we're live. Yo, what's up, Peridot and William and Victorious? Welcome in. Let me get my pop-up chat out so I can get that going. And my counter. I need my counter so I can count. You are live, yes. Nah, I didn't ask if I was live. I just said we're live. I know I'm live. Does this not have volume? What the heck happened? Let me tweet out the stream. Do I have... Wait, hold on. Okay, I do have volume. It didn't sound like there was volume at first. Still going for Litwick. Hopefully I get it soon. Really hoping. Let me make sure this is working on Twitch. It is. Okay. What's up, Hudon? Hudon, welcome in. First time you've been able to catch a stream this week. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Welcome in. What's up, hey? Or Jeff? You're shiny hunting Litwick and Sword and Shield. Good luck. He is a nightmare to hunt this games. Are you saying, like, have you hunted Litwick in this game? Was it really difficult for you? Also, let me angle my camera a little more. I feel like I'm so off to the side. Been a while since you've been in a stream. Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yeah, 12K for Litwick. I really hope I get this thing soon. You did hunt it, yeah, using flash fire. Oh, so you did it like wild. I'm doing it in the gym, so like we're doing resets for it. I was doing runaways, and I found out you can reset for these. So I didn't want to phase because I got Vulpix and Sizzlipede, which I did want those more. But I wanted to try to get one of each, and I didn't want to just like phase again while going for Litwick and then like inevitably phase 100 times and then not get it even though it's a 50-50. So I was like, let me just reset for it. And now we're 12,758 in and still don't have it. It's been really hard to not just go back to runaways, but I don't know if I can quit now on the resets. Like, as good as it would be to get the encounters significantly faster, it would also be so much worse to phase at this point. Even though I still technically need everything. But if I get another shiny on the right game, I have to start a new save file. Because even if you quit on the gym challenge, if you catch 3 Pokemon at all, they'll just force you to quit the gym challenge and then you can't do anything. So if I get another shiny on the game on the right, because that game got the first 2 shinies, I will be forced to finish the gym challenge, and then I'll have to start a new save file to be able to continue hunting on that game. Which I don't want to risk that. I'd rather just get Litwick this phase. And it's not like we're going super slow with the resets. It's just quite a bit slower. Like if I was still doing the runaways, I would probably be over 20k by now. Well, let's see. It was about 1.5 times faster. And I started this at 3,500, so 12,750. Oops. 12,750 minus 3,500. Okay, so 9,250 times 1.5.
This does put a smile on my
I would
face.
be like 17,000 in. I wouldn't be 20k. Yo, Itami, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. What's up, Platypus? Welcome in. Yeah, I'm still hunting Mew. I'm super desperate to get this thing. It's been tough now because like I've been doing this hunt off stream and I'm so far in, and it's like it kind of hurts to be this far in with a shiny that's 1 in 4096 and then go on stream and hunt two things that I get less encounters for that also are less likely to appear shiny. So I'm just like, let me just get this thing done. That's way too much over odds. Yeah, it is. Yeah, like, and yeah, if I was doing runaways, I would probably like I'd be at like 17k, but I probably would have had a shiny by then, even if I kept this really bad luck. The question is, would it be Litwick? And I'm not sure. Did you not farm this shiny weeks ago in Scarlet and Violet when it was an event? You just wanting a Sword and Shield one? I hunt my shiny living dex full odds, so. And I don't like shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet. That Litwick event was boosted odds, and that was for my Mark challenge. That's a different thing. Shinies, to me, are just not the same in Scarlet and Violet. Like, I'm sorry for the Scarlet and Violet stands. Shinies are not the same in that game to me. If I full odds hunt in them and I get them, I still count them for my living dex if they're live, but like I don't count boosted odds shinies anymore because of that game. I only do full odds for like my shiny living dex. And even if I do full odds, I don't enjoy hunting in that game because it's just not exciting. It's not fun for me. So you will not see me hunting much full odds in Scarlet and Violet moving forward. Been watching your videos for years, finally checking one of your streams. Nice. Welcome in. About time, am I right? What's up, Brian? Welcome in. How long do you think until you catch up to your 20k egg hunt? So in 2 hours, I get about 500 encounters with this. When I'm not streaming this, I try to get 2 hours in a day. When I do stream it, I can get more, but a lot of times I don't hunt off stream if I stream. So, I don't know, maybe like, it'd probably be like 10 or less more days, depending on how often I stream this. So like, I'd say definitely less than 2 weeks, but more than a week. Yeah, it took a while. Yeah, it did. You're doing a living dex, but competitive. That sounds like you're not talking shiny, are you? Are you just talking like you're just trying to get every Pokemon competitively? Meanwhile, I'm trying to get a Dewpider in 2 different games, one of which is a custom variant with boosted odds. The other is just Scarlet version. Well, I'm sure you'll get it in Scarlet version first. Well, it depends. Is the custom version like traditional encounters, or is it overworld? You misread the title as you've officially entered depression. I mean, we're getting close. What's up, Thor? Welcome in. Breeding with competitive stats. So we're talking not shiny, right? Thank you for the shiny luck, Thor. Finally made it to Pokemon X and Y, or middle of the Origin competitive decks. Nice. Speaking of X and Y, I'm getting close to, I don't know, I'm getting kind of close to finishing my playthrough of X, so I'll be streaming that Living Dex challenge soon. It's custom Ultra Sun ROM. Okay, so yeah, you'll for sure get it in Scarlet and Violet first. If it's Ultra Sun. The golden rule of shiny hunting is encounter rate is more important than shiny rate, and they multiplied the encounter rate in Scarlet and Violet by 1,000,000. So it's like, even if you have much higher shiny odds in a game like Ultra Sun, you'll just get the shinies faster in Scarlet and Violet. You started last May. Like you're talking like a living dex, right? My living dex, I started like a year ago. My living dex challenge. No shinies, yeah. Give it up for day 3. Who's honking their horn outside? Someone just honked their horn. I wonder if that was my friend. It kind of looked like his car. I don't know if it was him though. TDS part was moving everything from Gen 3 to 4 and then from 4 to Gen 5. Yeah. As cool as Pal Park is, it is awful mass sending Pokemon. Even if you use Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where there's no like limit to how many you can send a day, it is still brutally tedious to like do 6 Pokemon at a time, locate them, and even if you locate them, they like Pal Park has a low encounter rate. So it's like, it's kind of slow. It's a lot faster from Gen 4 to 5, but it's still like, once Bank is involved, like once Transporter's involved, you can just send full boxes at a time. It's so much better. Seeing those numbers makes you remember your Tapu Fini BS. Let me tell you, that's why I hate Dynamax Adventures. I don't think you went 12,000 for Tapu Fini. The empty Pokemon year, it's a cool idea to do a living dex. Yeah, I started mine last year. I'm gonna like pick up the pace on it. Last year, the reason why like I didn't like, it was like every few months I would do a generation, and the main reason for that is because I was very focused with like my Mark challenge. And with that, now that I'm like almost done with that, there's only like 4 shiny hunts left to do for that challenge. And they're all pretty long, except for probably the last personality mark, because we have a new boosted odds event for Scarlet and Violet. And with the whole like ridiculous shiny rates and ridiculous encounter rates, and the fact that you can see if they're marked or not before even like encountering them, it really does not take long to get like hundreds of shinies like checks in. And it's only like a 1 in 400 something chance for the last personality mark. And I'm also due to get one under odds, so. Roy, thank you for the shiny luck. Also trying to get a living dex done before Bank shuts down, sad times. I mean, we don't know if Bank's gonna actually shut down. It probably will. We don't know if there's gonna be some alternative. And I'm pretty hopeful that fans are gonna make their own version if Pokemon doesn't. Your Twitch stream just had a weird rewind happen. Went back like 10 seconds in the stream and replayed part of it. Interesting. I don't know if I can help you with that. Little Pokemon trainer, thank you for the shiny luck. If you remember correctly, Fini took you well close to 2 years something. It sure felt like 12,000 how long each Dynamax. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Dynamax Adventures. I'm not a fan of being forced to do boosted odds. I've never been a fan. I don't like the Game Freak choosing how you should play the game. Like, what I loved about shiny hunting was there were options. Like, you can do full odds or you can do methods. But recently, they've been forcing boosted odds on everyone now. And it's not fair. And I was never a fan of that. On top of that, they are extremely tedious. And I hate the idea of having to get lucky to get a chance at getting lucky. Like that, there's just so many things to not like about Dynamax Adventures, in my opinion. Like, it's one thing, like, obviously shiny hunting is all RNG, but when you start factoring RNG to, like, get an encounter in for a shiny, that's when it's ridiculous. It's like hatching eggs in Pokemon Go. Like, eggs in Pokemon Go are such a scam because you'll get an egg and you'll, like, use incubators and stuff. And it's like, you'll just hatch, like, shiny locked Pokemon after shiny locked Pokemon. Well, there'll be, like, one Pokemon in the egg pool that you have to specifically hatch, and then it has, like, a 1 in 64 chance to be shiny. And it's like, with like, if I was guaranteed to hatch the Pokemon I'm going for, that wouldn't be a big deal. But it's like the idea of like, all right, after every 30 hatches, I get one check at a 1 in 64. Like, it's going to take hundreds upon hundreds of eggs to get a shiny, assuming I don't get bad luck with the shiny. And that's kind of how Dynamax Adventures is, but without the monetary thing. Where it's like Zygarde, like you can have a team going, but like you got to get pretty lucky with like your path and like what items you get and stuff in order to actually beat Zygarde. And then you have like the 1 in 100 or 1 in 300 chance that it's shiny, assuming everything works out. Thank you for inspiring me to do a living dex. Almost done since October. Just need to finish both Ruby Sapphire, Diamond Pearl, and Ultramoon. Nice, nice. I'm getting kind of close on mine. Like, once I finish playing through X, I will only need to, like, I don't think it's going to take long to catch everything from Gen 6. And then for Gen 7, I don't have to play through any games because I've already have, like, multiple save files that are like at the end of the game, and I can just play a little bit of them in order to catch all like the legendaries and stuff. So like Gen 7 won't take long either. Gen 7 is also the smallest generation in terms of like forms and stuff. So like Gen 7, even though it has more dex entries than Gen 6, there's less Pokemon overall to catch. Gen 8 might be kind of annoying because I'll have to play through Legends twice. And that might get old. I also have to play through Sword and Shield twice, which will also get old. You're doing a retro dex and you're not looking forward to moving them up from Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire, Leaf Green. It's tedious, but it's, you know, like, if you can shiny hunt or you can, like, do one thing, like, it's just, like, sit down, spend a couple hours doing it. Like, it's annoying, but it's not, like, the worst thing ever, you know? Like, you'll get it done. It's not going to take you, like, days to complete that. You sick Pokemon Light be shiny, you can't take it anymore. Yeah. Yeah, this hunt has really sucked. And these resets are pretty fast. I don't even have to load the game up. Because we're in a gym. Like, normally when you're outside of a gym, there's more to load, so you get that little, like, Pokeball icon spinning thing a few times to load the game. I get that in this. Like, these resets are probably some of the fastest resets you can do on the Switch right now. And it's just, like... So, like, I understand it could be worse, but... I mean, this is my longest 1 in 4096. It's also, like, my longest hunt, along with it being the slowest option I could do for this hunt. So it's just kind of a lot. You reloaded the browser, you think it's good now? Nice. You have to do it twice to get both forms twice. You mean have shiny? Yeah, like, I'll have to play through... Well, for Regidrago and Regieleki, you don't have to fully play through the games for. You have to fully play through the games for... I'm not sure about Calyrex, but if I want to get both Urshifus, I want to Gigantamax them, I have to play through the game like completely twice. But to just get Cubfu, you just have to play until you get to the wild area and then do the little story for Cubfu, which is not hard at all. Your gut tells me that if they shut down Bank, they also announce ports for the older games on the Switch to make it compatible with home one-way transfer. Yeah, but I would still hate that. It would still disconnect all of my physical copies, and we're in an era right now where people are realizing how important physical media is compared to digital. Like, physical doesn't go anywhere, but if they lock out the physical and then make digital copies, that won't last forever. Or you'll have to charge a subscription service for. That'll just really sting. Wonder how costly it is to maintain bank. I have heard that servers do not cost much to run. The main issue is that when, like, a lot of companies, they'll shut down servers over time, not because it costs too much to run, but because they want to use that space or use those servers for something else. And like, and then in that sense, it's like it would save them a lot more money to just reuse those servers or that space for something new, as opposed to getting a new area and then making or buying new servers for something else. Gen 6 is pretty easy, except it took you time to get a different size Pumpkaboo. I'm not worried about Pumpkaboo. See, the thing is, like, it's hard to tell what Pumpkaboo you get unless it's the super size, but the super size is 1%, so it'll probably just be like, I'll just catch a few of them and then check, like, my box and be like, oh, I got them all. Now let's just look for the super size, and then you just wait till you hear the, like, deep voice, and it's like, there it is. So I'm not worried about that. I mean, it is 1%. You can breed for it. Flabebe might also be annoying because you need like 6 of them that are 5% or less. And you can also breed for Flabebe, but I don't know. Part of me is just like itching to find a shiny, so like I'm probably just gonna find them all in the wild and just hope I find a shiny. I have not found a shiny in my entire Living Dex challenge. Even when I'm like offline playing through games that you guys don't see. Like, I have not found a single shiny in any of the games that I have been playing through and when doing encounters in order to fill up my Living Dex. You meant Zygarde Dynamax shiny hunt? Yeah, well, I'm just not going to do that anytime soon, so we'll get there when we get there. I have no interest in shiny hunting Zygarde and Dynamax adventures anytime soon. The only time I will is if it is, like, we're in the future for, like, years, and it's, like, one of the last few Pokemon I need to shiny hunt, and that's still the only way to shiny hunt it. Like, even then, I'm a little more inclined to just use the event ones I already have and just be like, yep, these are the ones for my Living Dex. They can allow us to at least transfer the save data from the cartridges to the digital games. It would help a lot. Yeah, that'd be cool, but they wouldn't do that because it would essentially be like backing up save files, and that would allow you to duplicate Pokemon, and they are very against that, obviously. So, like, that'd be a cool solution, but that is just not something they would let us do. Took months to find the white Flabebe. You were losing your mind. Months? What kind of encounters are you doing? Months? You know it takes roughly 300 encounters to find all 3 of them, right? That should not take you months to do. That should take you, like, maybe a couple hours. I'm like, so far the only like 1% I've had to actually find wild were the unknown exclamation point and question mark, and the first one I got under odds, and the second one it went like double odds for, or like more than double odds, and I think that took me like an hour and a half to get them both. But the encounter rates in Fire Red Leaf Green are faster, so it's not that big of a deal. Nope, you had bad luck. It still wouldn't take you months to do if you're like consistently encountering stuff. Like, I'm convinced you probably did a few encounters a day and then just stretched that across months. This is why we don't use time when we say how long we've been shiny hunting for. We go off of encounters. What's up, LWS? Welcome in. There's just no way, even if you went like 5 times, 6 times odds for 1%, you shouldn't be taking you months to do that. Unless you're just not doing that many encounters a day. Like it's not hard to do like 100 encounters for something in a day. So even if you went like 5 and 6 times odds, which is pretty unlikely, it would still take you like less than a week to do that. What's up, Poseidon? Welcome in. You were playing the other games while doing the hunt each day. See, I still can't imagine that would take you months, but I could believe like weeks maybe if you're like doing something else. We've been kind of taking a break from Pokemon. I'm kind of getting more into Pokemon because we're not getting a new game this year. I feel like there's something nice about not knowing we're not getting a new game this year. Because then it just feels like you can kind of like take a step back and just play older Pokemon games without like feeling like you're missing out on something in the newer games. Which, to be fair, I'd probably be doing this anyway, even if we were getting a new Pokemon game this year, because I don't like Scarlet and Violet. Sir Knight, thank you for the shiny luck. Today's the day. I really hope so. Bought a bunch of games you needed to shiny hunt and then didn't touch any of them. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just get burnt out. I've been saying like sometimes my motivation for shiny hunting is directly affected by whatever the newest game is. Like, you guys still see me shiny hunting and stuff, but it's like just my passion for it has dwindled because of how much I dislike it in the modern games. And the same thing happened when Let's Go was the newest game. Like, it's fine. It's better when like, so like Let's Go was like the only new game and the only Switch game. And I wasn't the biggest fan of shiny hunting in it because I thought it was too easy. And it just killed my motivation for shiny hunting. Even though I was able to shiny hunt in older games, it just sucks when like the newest game that's like that everyone's playing is a game you don't really enjoy as much. And then Sword and Shield came out, and that like really reignited my passion for shiny hunting because I enjoyed it again. I thought what they did in Sword and Shield was great for shiny hunting. It was more fun, more exciting, more engaging. And then I still went back to Let's Go because it was an option, but it wasn't like the newest thing. It wasn't the only option on the Switch. And it just made that so much better. But now we're in a state where it's like, all right, I didn't really care for Legends Arceus shiny hunting. And yes, that was the newest game. But BDSP came out like right during that. And it's still like the same generation. Like Sword and Shield, BDSP, Legends Arceus, it's all still the same generation. So it didn't feel quite as bad. But now that Scarlet and Violet is the only Gen 9 game we have so far, and it's like, it's so much worse than what Let's Go was for me. It's just like, even though there's still so many options on the Switch, like I'm literally hunting in Sword and Shield right now, it just like, it does kind of make me lose the passion as much when like the modern game, the newest game is just not fun for me. What's up, Mariah? Welcome in. So, like, it is nice that we're not getting a new game this year, but I am still kind of like, man, I wish Scarlet and Violet was just not the newest game still. Currently playing through Fire Leaf Green for the roamer hunt. Good luck. I don't know if I could ever do those roamers. The only roamers I'm like really interested in are like Cresselia and Mesprit because they're just so much easier to shiny hunt because you can see them on the map. There's also apparently a strategy that was figured out on how to like get them to spawn quicker or like be in your area quicker. Like, oh no, I think it was only Cresselia. It was recently discovered that when you talk to Cresselia and it flies away, if it is, I think it's if it's on the route to the right of Canalave, instead of teleporting off the islands and then like doing your normal run, you just go to the boat and go back to Canalave from the boat, and then the Cresselia won't move when you get to the route. So like if Cresselia is on the route to the right of Canalave, you can just go straight there and encounter it, as opposed to like going to like Sandgem or something and going back and forth, which is kind of cool. I'll probably forget that by the time I do hunt Cresselia though. I'm also more interested in Mesprit. I really want, I like the Lake Trio is something I definitely want to hunt like relatively soon. It's nice to breathe and play old classes. Catching them all is a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean, that's probably a part of the reason why I started the Living Dex Challenge last year. is because I wasn't super into shiny hunting, and I'm like, well, let me just catch all the Pokemon. You didn't know that about Cresselia? Well, no one did. No one did until like literally this week. I think it was like a few days ago. I saw a tweet about it. Like someone who was, because I think it was like Roamer week, either last week or this week, and yeah, someone just discovered it, which is really cool. It's really cool that there's still like mechanics and stuff getting discovered about older games. That's less of like a mechanic and probably just like a coincidental thing that just happens that wasn't like intentional, but it's still cool. You do ribbon hunting? You've been doing it for your living, Dick, since it would be awesome to have the ribbons on basically all Pokemon. I would not have the patience to do that on every Pokemon. I will do ribbon masters for like really special shinies I have, but yeah. I would like to do like a full ribbon master quest with a Pokemon that can get literally every single ribbon. But I would want to do it with a shiny, and I'd have to shiny hunt something in Coliseum for that. And I just, not only do I not own Coliseum, but it's such a crazy tedious hunt to do. Especially because I would not be multi-hunting it, I'd be single hunting it. And it's just, it's not something I'm ready for. And with the threat of like Bank potentially shutting down, it's just something I'm not going to have on my radar until I know I will always be able to do it. Because I would hate to like start a shiny hunt for like Shadow Heracross and then like go over odds or something, be like 10k, 15k in, and then Bank shuts down. You know, like I'm not ready for something like that. But I have some Pokemon with a lot of ribbons. My Dragonite is one I have a lot of ribbons on. Not gonna lie, whenever you play or talk about Sword and Shield, it makes you want to shiny hunt. You know why? It's because shiny hunting in Sword and Shield's actually fun. Like, again, guys, like, I'm not just some, like, stuck-up person that is just, like, elitist about full odds hunting in rare shinies. Like, I genuinely was, like, out of shiny hunting when Let's Go was a thing, and I still was, like, okay doing methods. Like, I still loved doing methods and stuff. But Let's Go just wasn't it for me. Like, the overworld shinies just made them feel too easy. And Sword and Shield reignited my passion for shiny hunting. And I pretty much exclusively did methods for Sword and Shield when that came out. It wasn't like, oh, good, we can full odds hunt and it's rare and it's hard. No, it was just more fun and engaging. How'd the Mew hunt go? Well, as you can see, our last shiny is Sizzlipede, so we still don't have it. We are 10,200 in a Mew. With all the 3 hunts I'm doing, we're like over 30k, I'm pretty sure. With all 3 hunts combined. And one of them's a 1 in 4096, which is absurd. Coliseum is a great game. It's definitely tough for shiny hunting. The thing is, I played through Coliseum. I probably made the mistake of playing through Coliseum after XD, because XD is the sequel, and I'm gonna be honest, Coliseum's a bit overrated, in my opinion. Like, if you're gonna ask me, like, between Coliseum and XD, I'm gonna 100% of the time pick XD. Because, like, the animations are cooler, the graphics are better, there's just more to do in XD. The only thing about XD is you can't shiny hunt the shadows, but that was never, like, an intentional thing, and it's not, like, that's not something that makes or breaks the game for me, because, like, again, I'm, like, it would be hard for me to drop, like, $200 or something on Coliseum, because I don't plan to, like, hunt much of the shadow shinies. It'd be like 1, maybe 2. So like that, like, you know, like a lot of people like it because of the shiny hunting. That's not me. That is just not me. Get your shiny Heracross from Medusa Method. Nice. 1,555 eggs, and it was shiny. Hope you get your Litwick, man. Thank you. Congrats on the Heracross. Took you 73 and 33 minutes. Wait, did you get 2 shinies? What was the first one or second one? That's pretty good for Masuda Method. A lot of people don't realize it, but Masuda Method is pretty tedious. 33 minutes for a shiny is a lot if you're like talking about Scarlet and Violet, you know? That's fine, you love both games. It's not like Coliseum was a bad game, it's just in my eyes, XD is just a better game. And I can't use the shiny hunting to be like, oh, this game's better because you can shiny hunt things, because I just don't see that. Because even if I had access to shiny hunting in Coliseum or XC, I just wouldn't be doing it that much. Just for the one shiny Heracross, it took you 73 hours. 73 hours and 33 minutes. I see. Wow. that's a lot. Yeah, 1.5k eggs is pretty brutal. What game was this in? Was this in like Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet? Or like an older game? You ever try shiny hunting in red, blue, yellow? Yeah, I have a video of me getting a shiny Dratini in blue. It's on my YouTube channel. Check it out. I'm doing a shiny Dratini generational quest. I've done the first 3 generations. I need to get back to that, but I've just had a lot. Oh, Soul Silver. Oh, dang. Yeah, I think you were telling me about that yesterday. That's crazy. So yeah, slow egg hatches, but I think that's still under odds, right? That's pretty good. I don't know if anyone does many reset hunts on the Switch with Joy-Cons, but every so often my right Joy-Con will just, like the one for the game on the right, when I'm like trying to reset, it'll just disconnect and then reconnect again, and it's kind of annoying. You hacked a $60 Wii and put Coliseum in it because you weren't paying premium for that. Yeah. It'd be cool to own Coliseum, but it's just so expensive now. Not as expensive as Pokemon Box Ruby Sapphire, though. Favorite game in the Switch era? Easily Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield, I have like significantly more hours in than any other Switch game. It's Sword and Shield, and it's not even close to me. The only somewhat competitor would be like Legends Arceus, if shiny hunting was better in that game and wasn't like stupid easy and forced you to raise your shiny odds. Because I get a lot of value out of a game when I enjoy the shiny hunting, because the shiny hunting is what keeps me interested in the game. Legends Arceus is probably like the most fun I've had playing through a Pokemon game. But Sword and Shield will always just keep me coming back to it. I cannot say the same about Legends Arceus. For you, it's Let's Go. The worst is Scarlet. If I were to rank them, I'd probably do Sword and Shield, then Legends, then BDSP, and then going down quite a bit would be Let's Go, and then going down 500 miles would be Scarlet and Violet. Like, Let's Go and Scarlet and Violet aren't even close, in my opinion. Let's Go is way better than Scarlet and Violet, but it's still, like... The issue with Let's Go, and it's not really the overworld shinies, I mean, that's part of it, but it's like, it's the fact that it's very disconnected from the other games. It's very limited in it being only Kanto. And it's like, yeah, it's fun to go to that and shiny hunts every now and then. But like once I get all the shinies in that, I will have literally no reason to play that game again. When like Sword and Shield, there'll probably never be a reason for me to stop playing Sword and Shield. And Scarlet and Violet, I already kind of have a reason to not play anymore. Scarlet and Violet, like I'm going to do my last mark hunt on it for the personality marks with the Voltorb event. After that, I'm probably not really touching it besides like doing like evolutions and crap. Or once I get to my Living Dex challenge, I'll need to use it, but... For talking strictly shinies, I think your ranking sounds pretty accurate. Thing is, like, if we're talking strictly shinies, it would be Sword and Shield, then BDSP, then probably. It's tough between Let's Go and Legends. I haven't done any full odds hunting in Let's Go, so it's hard for me to gauge. But after BDSP would be either Legends or Let's Go, and then Scarlet and Violet again would be like way down below everything else by so much. Usually say hunting full odds makes these Switch games a little better, but in Scarlet and Violet, it always feels like a chore. Doesn't feel like a chore to shiny hunt, it just isn't exciting to do, it's just boring. Like I can full odds hunt in Scarlet and Violet, and I don't feel like it's awful to do. It's just when a shiny shows up, I'm not excited about it. I'm just like, there it is after 20 minutes. You know, like it's just it's the expectation and the lack of like surprise factor, you know? Like in Sword and Shield, you got shinies and you got overworld Pokemon, but they don't show up shiny until you encounter them. So when you encounter a non-shiny and then all of a sudden there's a shiny in your face, like regardless of what odds you're working with, it's like that's exciting. That's like that it gives you a jolt of energy. When even in Legends, it's less of the case, but even in Legends, like when you're shiny hunting and then all of a sudden you hear the sparkle and see it, like that gives you something. Scarlet and Violet has none of that. You see the shiny off in the distance, and there's also nothing to like shock you about it, and you also are expecting to find them fast. So then when you do, they're even if there was a sparkle or something, it wouldn't be exciting. Visually, the game makes you dizzy. It doesn't make me dizzy. I do understand people get motion sickness with Scarlet and Violet, but I will say the frame rate drops sometimes make my eyes hurt. When I was hunting Tatsugiri for the mark, there were a lot of times where it was just like, oh my gosh, dude, like the frame where it was because it's not like if frame rate drops, that's fine, but it is the very inconsistent, really low frame rate, good frame rate, really low frame. It's just like the back and forth of it. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's starting to hurt my eyes. Like just pick, like I'd rather the game just consistently run like 12 FPS than it running 5 FPS, then 29, and then 6 FPS, and then 30 FPS, and then 15 FPS, and then 8 FPS. You know, like it's just the constant like random frame rate you're getting is just, it's so jarring. But you do enjoy the Gen 9 meta and other things about it outside of hunting. Yeah, I'm not into competitive, and I've never been into competitive, and it's nothing I will probably ever get into. So I'm sure competitive is enjoyable with like terrestrialization and stuff, but again, that is not something I would say is a plus because it does not affect me at all. Scarlet and Violet feel easy when shiny hunting. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet is way too easy to shiny hunt in. Like Let's Go was too easy in my opinion. Legends was too easy. Scarlet and Violet is like, what are we doing? Like there's too easy and then there's Scarlet and Violet. So now I only do Living Dex. By the way, sorry for your English. You're from Argentina. Hey, your English is great. It's so funny. People always apologize for their English when they're from a different country, but you guys literally speak English better than people that live here. It's kind of like a meme at this point. People in America do not know how to speak proper English. People outside of America that are like translating it have like better grammar and stuff than Scarlet and Violet took the feeling of being surprised by a shiny, yeah. Scarlet and Violet just like ruined shinies for me. The only surprise I got from like shinies in Scarlet and Violet is when I got like the rare spawn like first phase full odds. Like I'm sure it'd be crazy exciting to find like a Terror Raid shiny full odds, like that'd be cool, but like that's just not gonna happen, and it's not something I'm gonna go out of my way for. Like, I'm sure there are aspects of shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet that can be exciting, but it's just very far and few between, or it's just not worth trying to do. I feel like the commercialization of shinies with YouTube as of late isn't doing any favors. Yeah, no, that's definitely part of it. Shiny hunting became, I don't want to say too popular, but Game Freak, I think, and it's not even the popularity of shiny hunting. It is just Game Freak's interpretation of what people want in shiny hunting. Game Freak hasn't realized that people like shinies because they're rare. The whole reason, like, for, like, whoever, like, it doesn't matter how you hunt now. Like, some people hunt because they just want to get every shiny, and they don't care that they're rare. They just like the different colors. Sometimes it's just completionist. Like, it doesn't matter what you feel about shinies now. The only reason shiny hunting ever became popular is because of how rare they were and how exciting it was to find something that rare. And Game Freak hasn't realized that that's why people started shiny hunting in the first place, was to get something crazy rare and cool. And all they see is, oh, well, once you beat the game, here's all these shiny boosts we're gonna force on you, because that's all you guys want, right? It's just shinies. It's just more shinies. And that's just not true. That's why, like, they don't force you to get the shiny charm, but it's like why the shiny charm isn't toggleable. And like, if you are a full odds hunter, you can't 100% the game, because if you try to do that, they'll give you the shiny charm. Or like in Legends, if you try to complete all the research tests and stuff, you will get forced to have higher shiny rates. Like, it's just, they see higher shiny rates as the prize. Like, shinies used to be an Easter egg. They used to be treated as an Easter egg. Like, they were always just there, but they were super rare and not many people found them unless you went out of your way to try to find them. And then when it got more popular, they added ways to increase your shiny rates so that more people could experience that thrill of finding something rare, and like having options to make shinies easier to get so that you can get more of them, whatnot. But it was never like mentioned. It was never talked about. Like, the only reason we knew about these shiny hunting methods is because people like went into the code and figured out stuff. Or like people like just did research and stuff like that. Like, it was never just explicitly shown to us until roughly the Switch era. And now it's like with Scarlet and Violet and like Legend, like especially Legends, it's like shinies went from being an Easter egg that had little extra things you could do to make them easier to being a main focus of the game. And if you don't get them really easy, a lot of people see that as bad. And it's just, it's a really bad way to look how shinies should be treated. And now we got so many people that are like, well, they need to just make a rare version of a shiny, or it's good because they have mark shinies now. So if shinies don't feel rare, you can go for mark shinies. And it's like, if that's the case, then the whole point of shinies has been lost. Like, you shouldn't need a rare version of a shiny or a special mark on a shiny just to make it feel special. The shiny should be the thing that's special. And if you get, like, I guess in Sword and Shield, if they did it properly, like square sparkles, or if you get a mark on it, like, that should just be an extra rare cool bonus on top of something that's already special. Not the only way it is able to be special because of how easy they are. And it's just, they've just lost what makes shinies cool. Like, it's not about the color change. Like, there's a reason why people still hunt shinies like Igglybuff, like Galarian Farfetch'd, like Ceruledge, that don't change much, if not at all. Or like the partner cat Pikachu. It's not because of the colors. It's because it's a rare thing to find. And if they have a cool shiny color, that's just a bonus. you know? And I just hope they realize that, like, it's not all about getting shinies as fast as possible. It's about finding something rare. And I just don't know if they're gonna see that. Like, you eat those videos up like crazy, but something about a box full of shinies in a few days, just see, it's so devalued. Devalue is like not a word I would use, because shiny value is strictly personal. Like, as much as I'm ranting about how easy it is to be shinies, like, there's some little kids, 10-year-olds, whatever, that would still be over the moon to find them, you know? Like, shiny value is strictly personal. And like, we all make our own rules about shiny hunting, and even though like I was really big into methods, and I made my own rules for how I went about shiny hunting even in older games, but now it's just like I'm at a point where there's no way in a game like Scarlet and Violet I will ever enjoy it, because to me there's no value in shinies in Scarlet and Violet. I can't say the same for everyone, but it is my personal value. Like, I really like appreciate, like, I really appreciate or value shinies I got with boosted odds in past games, when even some full odd shinies I just don't value as high as like some of the older shinies that I did get with boosted odds, like, you know, and that just shouldn't be the case. Found a wild Terra no shiny charm Munchlax. That's still pretty cool. I've never found like a wild Terra shiny, but they are kind of hard to like see, so I wouldn't be surprised if I ran past one and didn't notice. Like, what makes you even more disappointed with how the legendaries are shiny locked? Like, let a soft reset. Yeah. I always make that joke like every time it's brought up, but it's like with Game Freak nowadays, its shinies are either way too easy to find or impossible to find. There's no balance. It's like, here's this set of 300 shinies that you can get within 2 weeks. And then here's this other set of shinies of like 50 plus shinies that you just will never be able to get. And it just makes no sense. It's like the Gimme Ghoul hunt. Like, shiny hunting is so free in Scarlet and Violet, and then they went and did the Gimme Ghoul event where it's like the hardest freaking, it's like one of the hardest shiny hunts you can do in the whole series. like that doesn't make any sense. Like, shiny locks are literally a net negative for Game Freak. It just reduces playtime for hunters and doesn't do anything for other players. Yeah, exactly. They think it's good to like control how we like play the game and how we shiny hunt, but it is really just bad for them, and they don't realize that yet. We were watching a video the other day, they got like 12 shinies in a single video, and you couldn't help but feel empty because it used to be you watch a single shiny reaction. That was insane. Now you see 12 and don't care. Exactly. I do think like shiny hunting content is on a decline. Like, I mean, look at me. I used to make every single shiny that I found, even boosted odds ones, its own video. And even now I have to make like full odds, like 188, 192 shinies in some sort of compilation, or else they just will not do well. Because like, and that's the thing, like, even though like I still think it's really exciting to find shinies in older games, especially like 188, 192 games, the general public will not see that, because they say, oh, this guy found a shiny, let's say, what have I just found recently, like a shiny Meowth or whatever. It's like, oh, this person found a shiny Meowth. Who cares? I found 10 of them in Scarlet and Violet, you know? Like, that's how most people will see it. Like, most like casual players will see that. And it's just, yeah, shiny hunting content is definitely on a decline. Like, you have to do some sort of crazy challenge in order for it to get views. Now, you can't just be finding shinies anymore. And that sucks for someone like me who like wants to document all the shinies I get that are full odds, and like wants to have them have separate videos, and just wants to do like my own thing where I like find a shiny, I'm excited about it, I post a video about it, and then go to the next one. But like, it just doesn't work on YouTube anymore, because people just don't really care about shinies anymore, because they're just too easy to find, even if we're hunting in older games. You just got your mini marked and sleepy marked shiny Cyclizar after 70 phases. Only took 2 nights of huntings. Congrats, that's awesome. But again, you do further the point. Like, you shouldn't be finding 70 shinies in 2 nights, you know? Like, you just shouldn't be. It's like every day's a community day in Scarlet and Violet. Overworld shinies made you less interested in shiny hunting. You haven't started to even play Scarlet and Violet yet because shiny hunting those games is so unappealing. Yeah, that is like the only game where I'm like actually like, as much as I can, I will avoid shiny hunting in it, and I've never felt that way. Like, even Let's Go, as much as I was like not super into the overworld shinies, like, I still have my Let's Go series, and I still enjoy doing that every now and then. Scarlet and Violet, it's like people ask me like, oh, well, won't you still hunt the Gen 9 shinies in Scarlet and Violet at some point? It's like, well, it won't be anytime soon, and at the same time, I'm just gonna hope that there's a better game I can hunt those shinies in. Like, I would love to see like a Tatsugiri or a Dondozo shiny in a game like Sword and Shield. Like, that would just be so cool looking. It'd be really exciting to find one of those shinies too, where you can actually like, you don't have to squint your eyes, and you don't have to like be worried about them spawning in too far away and despawning, or like game glitches, stuff like that. It's just like, you know, everyone talks about like how polished other Pokemon games have been compared to Scarlet and Violet, and a lot of people bring up like the frame rates and stuff like that, which is, you know, it's totally valid. But like, even just like the core gameplay mechanics of like how Pokemon are presented are just like, are not polished at all. Like, you get these choppy low poly models spawning in, no animation involved, they just pop in and then pop out when you get too far away. And then like, it's just, I don't know, like they have their overall mechanics, whatever, but it's like just like the spawn radius, the despawn radius, like there's so many little things about that too that were just not well done, not polished in Scarlet and Violet. Even if you enjoy overworld shinies, I can't imagine you think Scarlet and Violet is like peak shiny hunting, because like Legends Arceus did it better. Like, every Pokemon was just generated as soon as you entered the area, and they didn't just despawn when you got too far away from them, but like you could still see their full poly modeled like glory, at least. Like, it looked good. There wasn't a risk of like, oh no, this shiny spawned in right when I got too far away. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's just so many, like, dude, I was like raging so hard when I was shiny hunting Dondozo for the mark. Like, thankfully I got it like under odds, or like slightly over odds or whatever. But it was so frustrating, because it was like every 3 shiny Dondozos I found, I failed 3 of them because of just how poor the mechanics were in that game, and how like laggy the area was. Leaf, what happened? You just got banned. Can I like fix that? You weren't even spamming. What the heck? What the heck, Nightbot? Can I change that? There's a little, I probably have to do that from the Nightbot site. You've been a bad boy. What were you saying? Because I probably missed some of your messages. I apologize for that. I don't. That's not a thing in Twitch, so I don't know why that's a thing on YouTube. So you watching other people's shiny videos help you motivate your own hunts? Yeah, no, totally. I think it's great. I still love watching shiny hunting videos. I don't really like watching them in like Scarlet and Violet, but like, I'll still mess with like watching someone find a full odd shiny in Legends. Like, I still think that's cool. But like, even full odd shiny hunting in Scarlet and Violet, I don't really watch. I like watching older hunting. You doubt this would ever happen, but it would be cool to have a toggle option for the shiny odds. Example, be able to switch them back to OG odds. I don't think we need that. I just think we need traditional encounters back. And I also think it would be nice if we could toggle the shiny charm. As someone who prefers full odds hunting but appreciates method hunting, it sucks having to make a bunch of different save files, some with shiny charm, some without, as opposed to just being able to turn off the shiny charm, you know? I just wish I don't think they'll ever let us do that, but I wish they did that. XY ORAS fishing best method. Yeah, I thought chain fishing was broken, but again, like shinies at the base were still really rare, and I still had options to hunt my own way. Like it was fine. Scarlet and Violet lets you exclusively find a single type Pokemon with sandwiches, which makes it way easier to find a specific shiny, unlike Arceus. Yeah, that's true. There's just so many things. I'll never forget the freaking. The thing is, Blackwing is like, you could say like it's easier to find a specific shiny, yes, but at the same time, it's like regardless of you using an encounter, like if let's say we're not even talking sparkling power, we're just talking encounter power. The difference between using not encounter power and encounter power is just you will phase more if you don't use encounter power. If you use encounter power, you're a lot more likely to find your targets, but it doesn't actually increase the amount of spawns. Like you will find shinies at the same rate, regardless of encounter power or not. Yo, Spiky, your Pichu. We were watching a video the other day where they got like 12 shinies in a single video. Oh, I already read that. wait, where have I been? I missed one message and it threw me off. You're sure you already brought this up, but you're so glad that there's not a new game this year. It'd be ready for another release half a year from now. Yeah, I'm like, it's like I'm conflicted. Because I just would love a new, like, traditional encounter game that keeps me interested in shiny hunting in the modern games. But at the same time, it's very nice that we're not getting a new game. Like, it's nice, like, not having to worry about, like, what new things coming out anytime soon. For me, as a casual shiny hunter, Legends is so much more fun than Scarlet and Violet. You shouldn't struggle more to get some species than getting the shinies themselves. Thing about Legends Arceus though is that like you say like it's harder to get your target, but there's ways around that. Like for someone who full odds hunting, and this is what I love about full odds hunting, a lot of times you have to like think outside the box as opposed to just getting encounters nonstop. But what's cool about Legends is that like if you're full odds hunting, like let's say I'm going for Hisui and Zorua. Like that's kind of a tough one to hunt outside of like outbreaks and stuff. But like let's say I'm trying to full odd shiny hunt a Hisui and Zorua. There's only a couple that spawn in the Icelands. So like in theory you would probably be very likely to phase. But what you can do is encounter those like 2 to 3 Zoruas, KO them, and then sleep a half-day cycle in a tent. And guess what? The only Pokemon that are going to be new are Zoruas again. The Zorua will respawn as new ones, and everything else will remain the same, except for the nighttime, daytime exclusives that alternate. So there's still a chance you phase on those, but you can make it so you're essentially either guaranteed or just way more likely to only get Zorua. And it still feels like quite the hunt, because obviously you're not getting crazy encounters super fast with the Zoruas. And I like that there's at least that way to control it and like go after certain things, and it still makes full odds hunting fun in that game. The main issue I have with Legends Arceus isn't even the overworld shinies. It's just like the fact that like research level 10 forces you to raise your shiny odds, and it's like really hard to avoid getting research level 10 as someone who enjoys full odds hunting. Yeah, there's good, bad way to do overworld shinies for sure. Legends definitely had the better way to do overworld shinies. The issue is I still prefer non-overworld 100% of the time. like it doesn't matter how much they perfect the overworld formula, I'm still not going to enjoy it as much as traditional encounters. You could always play BDSP where charm doesn't do anything. Are you just like trolling? Like, what do you mean? I responded to someone that said it'd be cool if you could toggle the option for shiny odds. BDSP is just, there's no option. Like, that doesn't solve anything. Like, yeah, I like shiny hunting in BDSP because it's traditional encounters, and for the most part, it's usually full odds, but, like, there's no point of even getting the shiny charm in that game because it's not going to do anything. Like, it doesn't solve anything. And I wish it did work. I think it's unfair to people that do like method hunting that the shiny charm doesn't work in BDSP. Like, it's not one-sided. Like, the reason why I have such a hatred towards like how easy they're making shinies is because they are forcing people like us, like me at least, that loves the fact that shinies are rare and that's where you get the excitement from. It forces us to essentially hunt more casually and get shinies easier when I don't want that. But on the flip side of thing, I think it's ridiculous that BDSP's shiny charm doesn't work. Like, it's on the other side of the spectrum. Like, it's not fair to people who like shinies being easier in that regard, you know? Like, I like the ability to have a choice. And for the most part, we usually do. But in, like, modern games, it's less choice for the more hardcore and more just catering to more casual players. And it's just not really fair. Why don't I chain Litwick? What do you mean by chain Litwick? In what? I don't think there's a single game you can chain Litwick in. Because there's no... Unless I can fish Litwick in this game. Can you fish for Litwick in, like, X and Y? That'd be crazy. Would you enjoy Overworld Shinies and BDSP Undergrounds? See, like, originally, I was kind of an advocate for that. But no, I like the idea that they don't show up Overworld shiny. I was an advocate for like the Diglett method in BDSP needs something to make it better. It either needs higher than one roll for the shinies. It either needs longer than 5 minutes. And the original suggestion I said was it needs to be Overworld shinies, but looking back, I don't think it needs to be Overworld shinies at all. It just needs to have higher rates and longer time. I'm getting a call. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. What were we saying? You feel the same? You tried the Diglett method with 7 friends in 3 hours and only 1 shiny was found. Yeah, it's just like the Diglett method is only really effective if you have like a huge group of people that are all just consistently hunting the Diglets, and you're just not gonna find that. And even if you do, like, the shiny rate isn't that good. Why don't you do the brilliant method? Because I like full out shiny hunting. I think 8 is the maximum for one group, and BDSP is still not easy to get 40 Diglets. It is if you know how to like really farm them. There's specific places you can put your secret base that'll be like you can exit and enter and be like surrounded by other Diglets essentially. There's one place where I put my base where it's like you enter your base and then exit, and there's like potentially 3 Diglett spawns like right outside. So if like everyone in your group did something like that, it probably would go up pretty quickly. Yep, still on the Litwick grind. Thank you for the shiny luck, JG. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's like, I forget where my base is, but yeah, there's like the Diglets spawn on like corners and like intersections and stuff. And there's this one spot that I know of. I'm sure there's more where like there's like you exit your base. It's like on the side. I'm mirrored from what I'm well, I'm not mirrored, but it's just I guess I'll do it this way. So essentially you like exit your base, and then like right above there's like a potential Diglett, and then like right this way, like you like go down and then keep going, there's like another Diglett, and I think there's like one more potential, and they're all like right there. So you just like go up, like collect a couple, like go down, and then like go back in your base and out again, and then you'll get more Diglett spawns every time. You didn't actually look at the counter until now? That's rough. Or have you been looking? The counter's like the second biggest thing on the screen. You're gonna try it next time? Yeah, that'd be good. It's a cool thing to, it's a like if you have a large group of people that are doing that, like a max lobby or whatever, and they're all going Diglets doing something like that, I'm sure you'll get the boost quite quickly. It's just, again, it's only 5 minutes and it's one additional roll, so it's still not going to be like a great method. It'll just be not awful. That's the thing, man. I feel like a lot of like method hunters and stuff that prefer shiny hunting being easy in like the newer games, I feel like it's hard for them to see like how good traditional encounters can be with methods, because the past few games the methods have not been that great. Like the brilliant method is like not really worth doing. the catch combo method in Let's Go, like, it's not really traditional encounters, it's overworld, but like the catch combo method in Let's Go was just like sometimes worth doing. And then like the Diglett method in BDSP was just like not worth doing. And then like they really nerfed Poke Radar in BDSP. So a lot of the times that's not really worth doing. You know? I feel like if like the Switch era of games had more methods like DexNav or SOS or chain fishing or something like that, people probably would be more inclined to like go for traditional encounters as opposed to overworld. One of the big things for me though, like obviously one of the big things for me of like, should they go back to traditional encounters? Like obviously I'm going to always be an advocate for that. But one thing that if they want to stick with overworld, the one thing that just doesn't make sense to me at all is like, what are they going to do with shiny hunting methods? Like if you look at Legends and Scarlet and Violet's shiny hunting methods, they're pretty much exactly the same, and there's not really anything you do for them. Like Legends, you just go to outbreaks and they're higher shiny rate. Scarlet and Violet, it's like you just make a sandwich and things are higher shiny rate. Like it's either like you get a permanent or temporary boost and you do the same thing you normally do, or you just go to a specific area and do the same thing you normally do. Like it's just like what are they gonna do for the next games in terms of shiny hunting methods if they're gonna stick with overworld, you know? Like when you do traditional encounters, there's so many more creative ways you can like go about like raising the shiny odds and whatnot. And I just don't know what they would do. Like what would Legends ZA's shiny hunting method be that is different from Legends Arceus or Scarlet and Violet, you know? Or is it just going to be exactly the same? It would still be crazy if Legends ZA was like traditional encounters. I don't think it will be, but it'd be so wild if it was. Shiny hunting in people's homes. Yeah. Yeah, like after 3 homes I found a shiny. That's crazy. I walked into 3 people's houses and there was a shiny in the 3rd one. It has to be the method. You just enter people's houses and shinies can be in there and then you steal them. This Litwick can be shiny, right? I know it can. I saw a Switch recording of someone resetting for it and getting it shiny. Lightning, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Byzantine, I guess you guys followed at the same time. There it is. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. I've never had 2 people follow at the exact same time. That was kind of weird. How's it going, guys? I know these Litwicks are different every time. Look at this. You're looking for... Oh, you were looking over the spreadsheet for your living next form, and you was looking at the Vivian while you know a workaround. You just don't know how I feel about getting all the different forms without locking yourself out of online content before the shutdown. Yeah. I already got mine, so I'm chilling, but it is kind of a concern, because you would probably have to trade people. So this one is, this one's Naive Nature, and it's female. Oh, what am I doing? This is not it. This one's male. Calm Nature. You're so confused when you saw another name when you followed. Yeah, I was confused too because like I saw your follow notification on Twitch and then it like showed Lightning's name on the OBS notification. I was like, wait a minute. Trying to find a shiny Wooloo, that little sheep, but nothing. We'll keep at it. I'm sure you'll get it soon. Look, guys, they swapped genders. They're different. We had a calm and naive last time. What are we getting this time? They're different every time. Why aren't they shiny, man? I hate when I'm like trying something new and I get this unlucky with it. The superstition is overflowing at this point. I did not mean to. Impish and docile. They're different. It's been a year or two since you played Sword. Sword is the best Switch Pokemon game. Well, Sword and Shield. I mean, because they're like the same game, but. Shiny next roll. We'll see. I'm going to catch him again. I'm going to show that we're not docile, impish, calm, or naive. I don't remember if these are the same genders or not, but we already know they changed genders, so they're different. It's funny too because I didn't know that you could reset for these. And when I was like doing the runaways, I was saving outside of the gym challenge, so that I was like, well, if I save in the gym challenge, well, probably the first few I see will be the same every time. And that's just not the case. Rash and Calm. I think that's the second Calm we've gotten, though. What if they're like RNG clones? There's no way, though, right? I hit them at like the exact same time. If I just hold the left, I hit them at like the exact same time. To trainer ID, you need to restart your game entirely. Just bad numbers. See, like, I mean, that could be true for the Sword game. It's not for the Shield game. The Shield game has gotten 2 Shinies in this gym. So, like, I just hold, like, I get them at the same time, you know? Like, I don't know how RNG works in these games. So I'm gonna remain superstitious about these every time. These ones are both female now. Do they still have the online working for Sword? Yeah, any Switch game has online working for it. It's gonna be a while before they discontinue the online for the Switch games. Switch is still the current console. Oops, they did that again. Adamant's new, Bashful's new. They're different every time. Why do I not have a shiny? I know, it's just called getting unlucky, but like, if this was a 1-in-8-1-9-2, this would be 26,000. And it's just like, why is this happen so often to me? Like, we just got a 35,000 mock, you know, like, why are we going close to roughly 30k with different odds again, you know? You would go for shiny Sizzlipede in this arena if you get the shiny charm before Gym 3. Just do it anyway. Like, look at my Sizzlipede. I got last shiny, top of screen, 1366. I got it right at shiny charm odds. I got it right at shiny charm odds. And also the Vulpix was under odds for full odds. Like, they were pretty quick. It's just this one that's been a pain. Because you can do runaways, so the encounters aren't like slow at all. It's just, I don't want to phase again, so I'm doing resets and also getting ridiculously unlucky. Like you're like, no one's gonna go this far for this hunt. I'm gonna be the only person in the world that is resetting for Litwick in the Motorstoke gym and also goes this far for it. There's never going to be anyone else who does this. Sounds pretty good, but sadly you can't double hunt. It's still not bad. You just gotta be chill about it. You gotta be like, don't worry about trying to get it. Just like try to get some encounters in every day, and it'll happen. I started full odds hunting. I started single hunting. My first ever shiny hunt was single hunted on my fire red. That's all I had, and it was full odds 118, 192. It took a while to get because I got really unlucky with it, but like it's still doable. It's a cool hunt. Like, I'd recommend doing this, not the resets. I'd recommend just doing a Motorstoke gym hunt. And don't worry about full odds versus charm. It's really not like that much different. I've had plenty of charm hunts go like over 4,000. I don't know about plenty. I haven't done that many just like straight up shiny charm hunts, but I've had like one was like 4,300, one was like 5,000 something. Like, they really aren't that much different. The only difference is if you go really far over odds. That's why you keep watching the dedication. I know, I'm losing it though. I'm not gonna quit this hunt, but I'm going crazy doing it. It's just so crazy that like my first phase was 3,400, my second phase was 1,366, and it's like going that fast to just like this brutally slow. It's like, what's going on here? And it's like, of course, when I decided to switch it up and do resets. So that's what's making it like so crazy. It's like I can see that I'm getting different Litwicks, you know, like we just tested it. This is like the third time I've tested that. But I can't help but still be superstitious about it, because it's like, well, what if it is like, what if I am getting RNG clones? Like, what if there's something with resetting, even though that just wouldn't make sense at all, because you can reset other things in this game. That's just, I mean, there's so much evidence to disprove my superstition, but I can't help but just be superstitious about it. That's just what happens when you go really far over odds for a shiny. You're just like, all right, I gotta be doing something wrong here. You'll join me for a bit with some Vulpix encounters. Are you doing runaways or resets? Do resets. Wait, weren't you the one that failed the Vulpix because you didn't need it? and you had to, it would have forced you out of the gym challenge? Or did you get something else? I forget. I was like I was looking on Twitter. Yeah, why do Vulpix? Do resets for the thing you're going for. And join my pain, even though you'll probably just get it before me. It is funny when you're like this far over odds and like someone's like, oh, I'll do this hunt too, and it's like, yes, join my pain, even though you're for sure not gonna go this far for it. You're gonna do resets? Nice. Yeah, like I've seen 3 or 4 people do resets for these shinies. The issue is the only video proof I've seen were from Switch recordings, and you can only, like, the Switch recordings will only work, like, when the game is, like, loading up, not on the home menu. So I can't see the actual them resetting the game process. So it is kind of like, even though I don't doubt them, it is something that you could easily, like, fake and hack in and just be like, oh, look at this, load up the game and there's a shiny, you know? Like, I've never seen someone, like, stream it or, like, record a video like this where they're, like, showing the resets and then getting a shiny. It's always just been, like, you watch the game load up and then they get a shiny. Because it's a Switch recording. So I'm still superstitious, even though I'm 99.999% sure that it's possible. Sir Knight, are you sending me a link? Whisper the link to me. You forgot the Vulpix was square sparkles? I thought it was guaranteed star. Oh, wait, no. Wait. No. It's Dynamax Adventures that are guaranteed star. Yeah, I think I saw this video. Wow, it was star sparkles. Oh, this is just a picture, not a... Oh wait, no. I'm thinking. Of course, yours wasn't a video. I was thinking of the other videos I saw. I saw people reset for them. Yeah, Square Sparkle, and you failed it. I would have just restarted my save file. Like, that's why part of me is like considering going back to random like the runaways. But the issue is I'm so deep that I would hate to be like, all right, we're doing runaways again, and then phase on like a Sizzlipede or a Vulpix. Like, I don't know if I could handle that this far in. Yeah, they're the standard, like, they're the what Star Sparkle or Star and Square Sparkles are supposed to be in this game. It's the thing I was confusing it with is that they're guaranteed to not have marks, and also Dynamax Adventures are guaranteed to be Star Sparkles, so I was just kind of getting those mixed up. We weren't dedicated back then, but it bugged you so much you're taking a detour on your shiny patch quest to do that. The thing is, I wasn't even planning to hunt Litwick. I just, after I got the first two, I was like, all right, it'd be cool to get all three of them. Like, Litwick was not a plan to hunt. I was like, I want Vulpix and Sizzlipede. I got Vulpix phase 1, I got Sizzlipede phase 2, and I'm like, all right. Like, I could have been done. It's not on my bingo card. But here I am, 13,000 in. Even though the resets suck, Sir Knight, even if you get a shiny before me, it's still gonna be nice knowing that, like, someone got a shiny via resets in this gym. Because no one else, like, because like, in reality, no one really has a reason to do resets for this hunt. The only reason I'm doing resets for this hunt is because I'm stubborn. Even though I still need another shiny Vulpix and another shiny Sizzlipede, I just want to get one of each, and I just stubborn about it. Everyone else is like okay phasing or just okay getting everything else, and I'm just like, nope. I can't even imagine phasing at this point. But the little conscience is just like, maybe I should switch to runaways again. Because at the very least, if I did runaways, I'd get a lot more encounters. When I was doing runaways, it was like, I think it was 750 every 2 hours, and then resets is 500 every 2 hours, which is like, doesn't sound significant, but when you're this far in, it is significant. Like, I did the math when we started streaming today, and it was like, if I had just stuck with runaways, if I had continued getting this unlucky, I would be like 17k in, as opposed to 30. Like, I'd be another over odds in. And it's like, I probably would have had the shiny by now. But could have been a Sizzlipede. And that's what's keeping me from doing the runaways. I just want to see Litwick's green eye, dude. No more time for phasing, yeah. It's a tough decision to make. It's like, because in reality, it's like, all right, I could give myself faster encounters and then also get Litwick that phase, and it would just be 100% faster overall. But it's just, it's a tough decision to make. It's like, do I guarantee I don't phase and get slower encounters, or do I have a chance of phasing with faster encounters? And it's like, even though there's a solid chance I still get my target first phase and get faster encounters, I just don't know what I would do with myself if I got a Sizzlipede after all this time. Dude, what if it just shows up? It's gotta happen soon, man. Dude, the crazy thing is that when I got like 6K in on this hunt, I was like, the first thing I thought of was, I see so many people go like 16K for a 1 in 4096, and I've never done it before. I'm like, this is probably gonna be that hunt. And it's just wild how I can predict that so early on. Anyone know if Mewtwo and Let's Go is huntable? Yes, it is. You do resets for it, but make sure you're able of like KOing it easily, because you can like, you'll like find it shiny in the battle when you first encounter it, and you have to defeat it before it lets you catch it. If you don't defeat it in time, it won't let you catch it. So just like bring in like a strong like bug type or something, or ghost type like a Gengar or something like that. But yeah, everything in Let's Go is huntable except for the starter Pikachu or Eevee. Like even the gift Pokemon you get are like huntable. The trade NPC trades are huntable. Like pretty much everything in Let's Go is huntable. Did you see the clip of Shiny Litwick on YouTube or Twitter? I saw there was one person on YouTube that hunted all 3 of them via resets, but they disabled comments, which was a little sketchy, and it was Switch recordings. And then I did see like 2 on Twitter. One was a Vulpix. No, I think one was a Sizzlipede, and then one was a Litwick. Aren't the mons in the gym shiny locks? No, they're not. Watch this. Watch this. I have proof right here. Look at this game. Look at this. See this Vulpix? It's shiny. Look at where I caught it. In the Motostoke gym. And then also the Sizzlipede. I got the Litwick and the Vulpix and the Sizzlipede in the Motostoke gym. They are huntable. But not many people do resets for them, because it's not the most optimal, but I don't want to phase, so I'm doing resets and just getting super unlucky. Thanks, you never hunted in Let's Go yet? Yeah, like everything's huntable. One of the nice things about Let's Go. It's crazy how the remake games are the games where nothing is huntable, where everything is huntable, and it's just like, man, why can't like the non-remake games be like that too? You know? Game Freak. Come on, this one's gonna be shiny. I'm like expecting it to be on the right game, but the left game is absurdly due for a shiny. The right game got the last 2, and the left game didn't get anything. And it's like, and now we're this far in. And it's like, I guess honestly, it's probably gonna be the right game that gets it. Litwick, not Green Eye, very sad. I was like going crazy with this hunt. I'm still going crazy with this hunt, but I'm like, I'm over here like, dude, what if I like don't notice it's shiny? And I watch people get the shinies and I'm like, it's so obvious. And I'm like, what if I like wasn't paying attention and I reset over and I didn't notice? But I want to say I'm pretty good at like at least looking at the Litwicks when I encounter them every single time. Something like that, I don't know. But it's just like, this hunt, man, it's getting to me. It's getting to me. I hope this is my longest 1 in 4096 forever. I hope I don't go this far for any other 1 in 4096. But I probably will. My 1 in 8192 hunts hint at anything. It's that this is far from the beginning. I will say though, No, I guess I still could. I did. We were talking about this yesterday. Sammy Snow went like 30k for a 1 in 4096 Ammonite. And I'm like, well, I can confidently say I'm probably like, I'm probably more than halfway done with the hunt. But at the same time, it's like, it could happen. 30k is absurd though for this kind of hunt. It's very unlikely I go that far. Have you ever reset over a hard to see shiny? I mean, like, technically, yes. I reset over the partner cat Pikachu, but it wasn't because it was like a hard to see shiny, because you don't look at the color of the shiny when you're hunting it. You just look for the star in the menu. And I reset over it because I led my party with shinies, and it just took too long to click that the star stayed when I switched over to the Pikachu. So it wasn't because it was a hard to see shiny, it's because I just was stupid. So then I when I reclaimed it, I led my party with non-shinies, and I obviously noticed it right away. You need a new target to hunt shiny, mini, or jumbo. And marked, any ideas? We've only done Hisuian, Voltorb, and Cyclizar. Open to any new Gen 9 mon. Oh, like specifically Gen 9? I was gonna say, I'm like, you could do the Kanto Voltorb would be an easy one to do. Or Fungus because of the event. But if we're talking Gen 9, like, what would be like a cool one? Like, I want to say Orthworm, but like that might be tough because like you might be able to get outbreaks for it. You probably can. Do if you're in Scarlet, do the oh wait, no, you can't. You need an outbreak. Never mind. You need outbreaks to do like jumbo and mini mark hunting. I was gonna say like do the flutter main, but you wouldn't be able to like do the encounter power thing if you were doing like a jumbo or mini. You like your vids on YouTube? Thank you. I do really appreciate it. I'm gonna try to incorporating like more like art into my videos. I want to like start trying. I've always been interested in, like, as a kid, I tried to do like I draw every single Pokemon. Well, not like a challenge. It was just something I like wanted to do, to like draw every single Pokemon. And at the time there was only 4 generations, and I want to say I was at least I was either like a lot through Gen 3 or I was at the beginning of Gen 4. And I just did it on, like, I had this stack of paper of just different drawings. And I kind of like the idea of trying to draw every Pokemon. But I want to do, the criteria will be it has to be a shiny that I get full odds that I have gotten live on my YouTube channel. So right now, I'm drawing Sceptile. Because my first ever full odd shiny that I got live on YouTube was Trico from Alpha Sapphire, and I evolved it into a Sceptile. So it's like, so I'm currently drawing a Sceptile. I should do like a sneak peek of it. And I want to kind of make them in like the old school Ken Sugimori style that are like watercolor, just because I've always liked that aesthetic, like the simplicity of it. And I like it just like, it looks old school, and I think it'd be cool to like reimagine some like modern Pokemon in that old school style. But right now I like have a sketch of Sceptile. So let me show this off. It might be hard to see, but we'll see. There's the Sceptile sketch. It is kind of hard to see, but there it is. And I want to, because like obviously the Ken Sugimori style is like, it's kind of basic in terms of like the posing and whatnot. But that's because they needed to show off the designs of the Pokemon as opposed to like making dynamic. That's actually something that people critique on like the official artwork of Pokemon nowadays. I think it's so silly. Where people will be like, Dude, if they had just given this like such a basic pose, it's so stupid. It's like that's the point. It's supposed to just show off the design of the Pokemon, not like be like a crazy cool artwork. But I'm trying to do like not basic poses, but just kind of have that like art style. So like what I'm gonna do is like moving forward, I'm probably gonna try to like anytime I get a full odd shiny live, I'm probably gonna like draw it too, which I think would be cool. But I have a lot to like do to like keep like to catch up. Like I think I have over 100 unique shinies I've gotten full odds live on YouTube. Orthworm sounds really good actually. You think you'll do that? Okay, cool. I don't know. I just don't know if it was like easy or difficult. I wasn't sure about that. But if you can do it, yeah, go for it. That's a cool shiny. All right, I am going to encounter this one. I'm going to add it prematurely. I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. We're going to encounter it and leave, so I'm not going to know if it's shiny. So you guys will have to let me know if it's shiny, even though I won't believe any of you guys. So part of me thought I muted my mic before I like said any of that, and I was like, really, like, did I just say all that muted? All right, BRB.
This does put a smile on my face.
Was it shiny? Stop spamming caps one. I gotta fix this Nightbot thing. I gotta fix this Nightbot thing. I set up Nightbot for YouTube, and this is not a thing that happens on Twitch. But it like auto just like mutes people, or not mutes them, but just like deletes them for doing like basic stuff that I would not mute you for.
This does put a smile on my face.
Yo, Kaises the Hunter. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Let me see if I can fix this YouTube thing. Is this YouTube? Okay. How do I spam protector? Here we go. Blacklist, where's the phrase? Excessive caps, disable. Excessive emotes, disable. Oh, I didn't even disable this one. There we go. Disable. Links? Yeah, we'll disable. No, we'll enable the link thing. I don't want people putting links in chat. Excess symbols. Excessive symbols. Huh. I guess I'll disable that for now, but I know people can put some like crazy things in chat that can like cause issues. But I hopefully trust you guys. Is that autosave? Did it autosave? I think it autosave. Alright. Hopefully Nightbot doesn't like do that anymore now on YouTube. Because I apologize for anyone that happened to. So what did you say, Oscar? What happened? I didn't see your message because obviously Nightbot was like being stupid. Alright. Wasn't shiny. Oh my gosh. Before you hunt Mewtwo, you want to hunt something on Pearl on the DS. Any recommendations? Okay, are you okay with full odds hunting, or do you want to do like a method? Oh, you said yo shiny in caps. Oh, that's funny. Well, you lied, so I shall ban you. We don't like liars here. I'm just kidding. We talking full odds or like Poke Radar or like Masuda or something? I'm trying to think of, you're down for anything? All right, what would be a cool shiny hunt in Pearl? In Pearl? You said Pearl? I mean, like a starter would be cool, like a Chimchar, but that's probably not like realistic for you to do right now. I'm trying to think, like what would be something cool? Because like I could suggest like any reset hunt, like you know, like any reset, like a legendary or something like that. Like those would all be cool. But I maybe like Drifloon would be cool. Why did two people just immediately do Munchlax? Like, come on, guys. Like, come on. It is Friday. Yeah, Drifloon would be a cool one. A honey tree hunt would be cool, but it doesn't have to be Munchlax because like you're gonna spend more time just finding the Munchlax than getting it shiny. Jinx, one of the partner hunts. Oh yeah, like Cheryl, Eterna, Forest Cheryl, Wayward Cave Mira. Oh, Spiritomb would be a cool one. That takes a bit of setup, but that'd be a cool one. That'd be a really cool one. Do one of the Lake Trio. I should just suggest you hunts that like I want to do. And I really want to do the Lake Trio and Spiritomb. And Manaphy. Do Manaphy. That's a good one. It's easier in Pearl than it is on Platinum. Not by much, though. Manaphy, you heard you can still get eggs with DNS manipulations? You don't even need a DNS. You just, like, you can use Ranger. It's a universal code that never expires. But you'd have to make sure you have a Ranger copy that hasn't had the egg taken off of it, or if it has, there are like ways if you homebrew your 3DS to like wipe the save data so you can like do it again. I don't know how that works, but you could also just use like an R4 card to just get unlimited eggs by like playing through Ranger and then backing up the save before you send the egg off, stuff like that. So there's ways like you don't need to use a DNS exploit. In fact, I don't even know how the DNS exploit works with that. I don't know if it's like a different egg. You say full odds egg Riolu. Let's be realistic. I was joking with the Manaphy, by the way. Punmaster, thank you for the shiny luck. Spiritomb would be a really cool one. If you could set up the Spiritomb, that'd be a really cool one. Because you need like other people for that, or another 3DS, or just DS, another game. If you can't do that, I mean, Drifloon would be a really cool one. Rotom, but Rotom you have to beat the game for in Pearl. Yeah, like something with a partner like Buck, Riley, Mira, Cheryl, or what the heck is the girl's name? The other girl's name? Oh my gosh, what's her name? What's the girl that looks like she's from ReZero? Marley? Is that her name? I would not have said that. Like the dog? Shout out to all the Marleys. I think that's right. You're hunting Shaman at the moment. Nice. Kranos or Shieldon are pretty cool too. It would be Shieldon in Pearl. TWL save tool is an app to use on 3DS to wipe Ranger cartridge reset. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I plan to homebrew my 2DS that I just got after I'm done doing like my Gen 6 and 7 living decks. It'd be cool because there's a good way to like optimize the Manaphy hunts, and there's a chance you can like hatch the egg prematurely and then get locked into hatching it. And if that happens, you need like backups. And I think it'd be cool to like wipe out, like I have a few authentic Ranger copies, but I've taken all the eggs off. It'd be cool to like use those as opposed to an R4 card. I'm gonna write that down. TWL save tool. TWL save tool for wiping Ranger cartridges. Cool. Not sure how you get a 4 in Ditto now if you're not willing to mess with the DNS. That's why I say full odds, but baby would be cool. If you have just a 4 in like a different language game, you can do Masuda method. I can Masuda method in Gen 4 at any time because I have a Spanish copy of Emerald and I can just send up Dittos I catch on that game in the Masuda method with them. So it's very possible to do that. A lot of people get like old school, like especially nowadays because the Gen 3 games are very expensive now. Lots of people just get like Japanese copies. So it's very doable if you're capable of like, if you have like a DS that has a dual slot and you can like migrate or like trade or something, like it's very possible to do Masuda method in Gen 4 without like online. But you can also use the DNS exploit to go online. Are we cool to talk about Pokemon Presents, or are we spoiler free? Well, if it's in the Presents, it's not spoiler free, or it's not spoilers. Like if it's officially revealed, it's not spoilers. So yeah, we're free to talk about what was announced in the Presents. It's not a spoiler if the official company has posted about it, you know? A dongle radar hunt would be cool. I've never thought about doing that. I did a dongle Weedle and Kakuna hunt. I'm gonna only suggest full odds though. I think full odds would be like a cool thing to do, especially in a game that doesn't really have any methods. What's dongle? It's essentially just a fan term that people use for like, well, it's not like a fan term, it's like a real term, but it's when you have like a Game Boy game in the bottom slot of a DS. So like, for example, like this, I have this Leaf Green in this DS. When you beat the game and you have the national decks, when you have like specific Gen 3 games in your DS, like the Game Boy slot, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum can get different sets of encounters. Sometimes you get like exclusive Pokemon with that. So like, for example, I did a hunt in Platinum where it was Eterna Forest. Normally you don't get like Weedle and Kakuna in Eterna Forest, but if you have Leaf Green in the bottom slot in Platinum, you get 4% Weedle and 4% Kakuna, and they replace like, I don't know, like one of the Eterna Forest Pokemon. But what I did is I repel tricked them to make them 40% each. So 80% of the encounters was Weedle and Kakuna, and I ended up getting a Weedle and a Kakuna from that. So that was pretty cool. You got the keystone from some black belt, you're good to go now? No. So the way it works is you have to talk. Let's see, what would you say earlier? I missed your other message. Sadly, you did most of the story, but you don't think you have been in that cave. Are you talking about Mira? But yeah, so the way it works is you have to talk to, what is it, 32 people underground, and it's 32 other players, like not NPCs. But the workaround is so like essentially you can't do this unless you have another game and another DS. So let's just figure this out if we have that or not. If you do have another another Sinnoh game and another DS, what you do is you essentially just talk to the other person 32 times, but you have to have them like leave the underground each time and then come back. The easiest way to do that is to just like have them go into their secret base and then like close for remodeling and then come back out every time, as opposed to like going up and down every time. And once you do that 32 times, you have to do this after you put the odd keystone in the hollowed tower. Because if you do the 32 before, it won't count. Fun fact, dongle still works if you have a Japanese GBA game inserted while playing. Oh, that's cool. You just can't migrate, but that's cool that you can still do the dongle hunts. This hunt has been insane. Hope you get it soon. I hope I get it soon too. Guess you'll think of something else. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, that's why I said like if you're capable of doing Spiritomb, do that. But if not, like, I don't know, go for like, I mean, if you have a friend who has a game like a DS or something, like hit them up. But yeah, I mean, Drifloon's an option. It's Friday. You can hunt Drifloon now. Yeah, these Litwick can be shiny. I would not be hunting these if I was unsure they could be shiny. I've been superstitious about it, but we are getting different Litwicks every time I do this, despite saving in front of them, because they're not actually overworld encounters. Happens to you while you're hunting Shinx, while your Japanese Sapphire was inserted? I haven't like accidentally gotten like a dongle encounter like that, but what I did happen is I didn't realize I got a swarm for the day where I was hunting, and I was like, why? I think it was when I was hunting for Venonat in Heart Gold Soul Silver. I think like one time I just got like Baniri encounters. I'm like, why is there Baniri here?
This does put a smile on my face.
Heartless Grinch, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. You presumed, but you didn't know since the special circumstances Litwick. No, it's all good. No, these hunts a lot of people like aren't sure about. The standard, I'll show off like the standard way to do these. So I already hunted 2 of the Pokemon. You get Sizzlipede, Vulpix, and Litwick in this gym, and they can all be shiny. Here's the Sizzlipede I got. It says it was in the Motorstoke gym. And then the this is the Vulpix. What you normally do is you, like, let's say you encounter these things, and instead of resetting, because this is like, resetting is not the really optimal way of doing it, you run, and they don't respawn when you run, but when you encounter one of the other ones, which I'll encounter Sizzlipede here, it'll respawn the Litwick. So normally people just do this, where they'll just like go back and forth between 2 Pokemon, and that's what I did for the first 2. I went back and forth between Vulpix and Sizzlipede. I got Vulpix, then I went back and forth between Litwick and Sizzlipede and got Sizzlipede. But now I want to specifically get Litwick, so I've just been doing resets for them because I won't phase. And I did check. I wasn't sure if, like, if you saved in front of them, they were already, like, generated. Because overworld Pokemon in Sword and Shield, they when they spawn in, that's when they're generated. But these are, like, different, where these don't get generated until you encounter them, because they're technically ingress encounters. Because we were, like, checking them and catching them, and they were different every time. We're just really unlucky. Yeah, so I'm doing the resets just so that Litwick is the thing I am guaranteed to get shiny, as opposed to a Sizzlipede or a Vulpix. Even though, it's probably not the best thing, because I still need another Vulpix and Sizzlipede. I just really like the idea of getting one of each. And I mean, if I wasn't the unluckiest person in the world, like, it wouldn't have been that bad to do this anyway. Like, I'm just getting really unlucky. You're gonna do Drifloon? I thought it was only 1 per save. No, it's every Friday. Drifloon will just spawn there. It doesn't matter if you've caught it or not. Every Friday, a Drifloon will just be there. And what you do is, like, so, like, save in front of the Drifloon, and then, like, encounter it, and then do resets. And you, like, even if it's not Friday, the Drifloon will still be there until you exit the area. So as long as you stay in the Valley Windworks in front of that Drifloon, it won't move. Like, it won't go away if it's not Friday anymore. As long as you don't, like, leave the Valley Windworks and then save. And even if you do, you can still, like, set your date to, like, 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, and then wait till it changes to midnight on Friday. And then you'll be able to get Drifloon again. At least you're not an idiot like me and have to make a whole new save file to re-get the charm. To get the last Dynamax Adventure Shiny Legend, you need, because you caught the first Suicune. I caught the first Suicune as well, but it happens, man. That sucks. Yeah, they really make it look like you have to catch that Suicune. Like, they make it like it's like the tutorial, and they're like, here's the Suicune, and it's like you can catch it at the end, and it's like who's gonna run from that? You know, like, who's gonna run from that the first time, or like not take it if they don't know how it works. But yeah, I've done the research. I'm still a little superstitious because this is the first time I'm doing resets, and even though I have already proven multiple times that it is a different Litwick every time, it is very weird that when I changed it up, it's like, now I'm going 13,000. Because, like, my last one, I got literally 1/10 of the encounters that I'm doing now. And then the one before that, I got it in, like, 3,400. So it's still kind of getting to me that when I switched over to resets, I'm now 13,000 in, you know? Like, it's just... I get it. It's just bad luck. I've been here before. It's happened. We should be used to this by now, but it still sucks every time it happens. You also caught Virizion, so you had to remake a save too, but 2 other swords. Oh, wow, you got the other ones in less than 400. That's pretty good. Were those ones affected by charm or not? I feel like we said. I don't remember, though. I don't remember if the swords adjust. I think they are. I think no. I think they aren't, but they get the square sparkles more likely for some reason. There were some shenanigans with it that was confusing. But the Reggies are not affected by charms. You're avoiding the Reggies for that exact reason. Hey, man. Full odds is not much different than shiny charm odds. You just gotta have the willpower. I mean, look at the Sizzlipede I got. Up there, up at the top. 1366. That is exactly shiny charm odds. And it was full odds. You cannot have the shiny charm for these hunts. Good night, Thor. Thank you for hanging out. Regirock took you 21,000 resets. No way, right? That's absurd. That's not gonna help Sfeel get the confidence to do a full odds hunt. You can't be saying that while I'm also 13,000 in. This doesn't happen, Sfeel. Just so you know, what's happening now is not the norm. This is something that happens once every like 15, 20, 30 hunts that you would do full odds. Like, this is like, most people do not go this far for a 1 in 4096. $21,000? That's making me scared. Like, I hope I don't go 21,000 for this. I did the two longest 1 in 4096 shiny hunts I've ever seen were Supreme Arcanine's Surfing Pikachu in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. That took him like 26,000. And then recently Sammy Snow got shiny Ammonite in BDSP, and that took him like 30k. And I just those two hunts scare me. But those are the only two hunts I have ever seen go that far. Why is my home button not working? What the heck? Hello? My whole Joy-Con's just not working. What? Okay, now it is. That was weird. That was really weird. I don't know why that did that. You've been shiny hunting for months, a shiny Wooloo with the KO method, and even 500 KOs. Guess maybe it's either having bad luck with the TSV. What does TSV stand for? I probably know. I'm stupid. I can't think about it. Are you encountering only the Brilliance? Because if you're not, then you wasted your time KOing 500. You rather have the rerolls? You're fully aware Alolan Vulpix took you 25k eggs with Masuda odds. That's awful. 25,000? That's terrible. I believe it though, because I saw someone go 30k for a Poplio in Sword and Shield for Masuda method with shiny charm. No, not 25. No, I don't believe 25k. It was 3,000. The 3,000 was like unbelievable. 25k. Was it with shiny charm or not? That seems so unrealistic. I'm like, even if it's not, that's still 36 times the odds, right? Or did I do that wrong? Yeah, that's no way you went 25,000. Something was up there. I don't believe that. 10,000 is like hard to believe. Oh, 2,500. Okay, I do believe that. Sorry. I do believe 2,500. I definitely believe that. Trainer shiny value. Oh. After 500, you always KO always using Brilliant Aura. I'll look on that. So you're only encountering Brilliance. Okay. The Brilliant method is not the greatest method, I will say. If you have shiny charm, you're probably better off just encountering the Wooloo straight up, but at the same time, then you probably wasted your time just KOing the 500. So I don't know. I went like over 1,000 for a Brilliant hunt, and it was brutal. It's just not the greatest method. How's the hunt going? You're hunting Shiny Mew now in Emerald because you had the event for it? Nice. Like the actual event from Japan? You just had it? Or did you like get the event from something? I already read that. Yeah, 2,500 I do believe, because yeah, there was some, I like went on someone's stream and they were Masuda methoding Poplio in Sword and Shield and they were like over 3,000 and I asked them, I was like, it was like 3,400 or something, and I was like, is this with Shiny Charm too? And they're like, unfortunately yes. And they're like, and the sad part is this is the third Poplio we're going for the line, and the first one that we went for was also like 3,000, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. You had the legit event? How'd you get that? It seems ridiculous that you got that. The Krasma Dynamax Adventures took you 1,300 DAs. That's 650. That's absurd. That's, was that with Shiny Charm or not? If it was with Shiny Charm, that's absurd. Cannot find an Earthworm outbreak. Yeah, I'm not sure how Earthworm outbreaks work. I don't know if I've seen them. Oh, you just are Japanese and you were just there when it happened. That's kind of crazy. That's like crazy cool that you just were there when they did the event and you just never got around to using it. That's crazy. That's like the most legit Shiny Mew you can get. That's so crazy. Doing an Origin Living Dex with only Japanese copies, so relaxing. Huh. That sounds difficult because like I can't read Japanese. Orthrim, you can isolate hunt in the desert. Yeah, they need an outbreak though, because they want to get like a jumbo and mini one with a mark. So they need an outbreak so that they don't have to worry about encounter power. Worst Masuda hunt was 2,000 for Yama. My worst was 1,600 for one of the Milcery. With Charm took you 7 months. That's absurd. That's 13 times the odds, which I guess like that's not like people have done that, you know, but it's so unlikely. Like 10 times the odds is something that like no one hits for anything. Just like no one hits that. My longest shiny hunts, both in terms of like encounters and in terms of odds, was like it was 54,400 something for a Shuppet, and it was like almost 7 times the odds. So like I was getting there, but like 10 times is absurd. Or like 13 times is absurd. And Dynamax Adventures suck. They take so long. Telling you your luck is bad. I mean, I'm having my fair share of bad luck. Last year alone, I did a 38k, a 28k, a 35k, and like we're already starting this year with like a 13k. If this was 1-in-8-1-9-2, this would be 26k, you know? We've been there. We've been there. We haven't had like extremely consistent bad luck, but we've had really bad luck way more often than we should. It's a bit more difficult, but you can make an encounter level 1 power sandwich for steel and try getting outbreaks. Yeah, you can do that. I'm sure they're probably aware, Spiky, you're about the encounter power making the outbreaks more common. I don't know if I want to say I have seen an Earthworm outbreak, so I'm pretty sure it's possible. Just like stand in the desert and then use encounter power level 1 or 2 steel and then just like roll for outbreaks. Dude, I did not think I'd go 13,000. I kind of did. When I hit 6k for this hunt, I was like, I see so many people go like 16k for a 1-in-4096. This is probably going to be that hunt for me. Why was I right? Why was I so right? I wasn't even halfway through where I'm at, and I was like predicting this to go this far. Me neither, but you can read Japanese if you search from Bulbapedia for level up moves or important natures. Yeah, I did that with my Spanish copies. It's easier in like Emerald and onward because with like items and stuff, you get the little icons so you know what they are. But like in like I have a Japanese copy of Ruby, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not gonna know anything I have in my bag. Like that's just fact. I'll know when I get the Master Ball because I know when you can get the Master Ball. I won't know which one it is. Let's hope you get the Mew soon, probably not knowing your luck. I'm currently 10,200 on the Mew hunt. So you'll probably get it faster than me. So don't worry. I'm sucking up all the bad luck for all my hunts. I have 3 active hunts right now. And we are totaling at, right now, I'm gonna wait to encounter this one. We are totaling at with the 3 active hunts I've been doing, we are at 31,858 without a shiny. And one of them's a 1 in 40/96. Like it's been bad. It's been bad. You did in Gen 1 and 2 Virtual Console, the Mew hunt. Yeah, that'd be a cool way to do it. I started that. And then I got info on like how shiny value works. I knew how shiny value worked in Gen 1, but I didn't know that like you can't get wild shinies in Gen 1 unless they're fishing encounters, and I assumed that was also applied to the Mew glitch, which it's not, but I assumed it was. And since I assumed it was, I was like, I gotta quit on this hunt, so I stopped hunting it. I didn't get super far in though. I was maybe like a couple thousand in. No, my worst blunder is my Groudon and Ruby. I just got into shiny hunting. My first ever shiny hunt was Dratini and Fire Red. Single hunting, but you can buy 3 at a time. And it took me like almost 25,000 for my first ever shiny hunt. I was like, it was so cool getting a shiny. I wanted to do more. My second ever shiny hunt I did, Groudon and Ruby, doing resets for it. And I got to 18,000 something. 18,000. And I was like, there's just no way I went over 24,000 for my first ever shiny hunt and then 18,000 for my second. There's got to be something wrong with my game. And then I was like, wait a minute. There is something wrong with my game. Every time I boot up the game, it tells me the battery is run dry. No way that affects shiny odds, right? I do a quick Google search. Having a dead battery in your Ruby Sapphire game messes with the shiny RNG. I had to quit out on that hunt. That was awful. I did 18,000 encounters for nothing. Single hunted. And I still have not gotten the Groudon. I will hunt it at some point though with a working battery. But that was my biggest blunder. But I mean, like, how would I have known that? I was so new into shiny hunting. There's no way I would have expected like a dead battery to affect the shiny RNG. BDSP already 19k in on Shaman, but put that one on hold for now. Wow, it's crazy. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, so many people go like really far for 1 in 40/96. Like, to put that into perspective, that's like going 38k for a 1 in 8192, which like you don't see that many people do. But I feel like so many people are like, yeah, I went 16k for this, 15k, 19k, 20k for it's like 40/96s. It's like, what? That's why I knew like I was gonna go this far, because I've never gotten this far before for 1 in 40/96. Jaden with the no way.
Oh my gosh, my controller's vibrating.
Found both shiny Litwick and Scyther in exactly 1 egg each. Nice. Gen 1 Mew unfortunately must be GF. Yeah, I know how that works. I had that set up. I just assumed that it couldn't be shiny because I assumed like Mew glitch was considered wild encounters. But then later it was like, no, you can get shinies with the Mew glitch. Like I was prepared. I had GF, I had the right ID. I was doing resets for it, and I just assumed that I couldn't get it shiny after I found that bit of info, and I was wrong. But you know, when you're given info and you interpret it in a certain way to make you think that you cannot get a shiny, I'm not gonna just keep going with that hunt. You know, like there's no way I would have kept going with that, being like, wow, I don't think I can get a shiny with this. Let me keep trying though. Your worst hunt was Ho. Stupid chicken took 3 years exactly. 400 DAs. 400 in 3 years? I mean, DAs are slow. Are they that slow? I got a shiny Tapu Bulu in Dynamax Adventures. I was not hunting it. It's the only shiny I've gotten in Dynamax Adventures. And probably the only shiny I will ever get in Dynamax Adventures, unless they just keep shiny locking stuff. DAs are 30 minutes average. 30. Dude. Remember the golden rule of shiny hunting, guys? Encounter rate is more important than shiny rate. This is why full odds is not bad compared to Dynamax Adventures, because a lot of the times you get way more encounters for full odds. You can hit that odds faster than with a 1 in 100 shiny rate. 30 minutes, man. Times 400. I didn't actually look to see if those were shiny or not. I don't think they were. They are. Okay. 12,000. That's 12,000 minutes divided by 60 divided by 24. That is 8 days. I mean, that'd be 8.3 days straight of hunting. Turn off animations and solo the DAs. Cut down the... Oh, okay. But if you're soloing them, it's a little different then. Pretty much every Dynamax Adventure can be soloed except for like Zygarde. Which it still can be soloed, it's just really tough. Not really worth it. Your worst luck is shiny Safari Metang because you want that shiny in the Safari Ball. Is that worst luck, or is that just like, that's what everyone's gonna do if they go for that? I mean, like, it's hard enough trying to catch a shiny Execute in the Safari Zone. I can't imagine trying to catch a legendary. I know Metang's not a legendary, but it's got the same catch rate as legendaries. Not worth it. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people target stuff like that. At least you can make Metang like 100% though, right? It's not like as bad as like Chansey or something. It's not great, but you can get more encounters faster potentially. Depends on the target, yeah. Is it cheating to have a bot running the game and catch a shiny for you? I would say so, yes. I would say if you're using some sort of external thing to do something that like you should just either be doing yourself or, you know, making something way easier, I would consider that cheating. You got reset for your Zygarde, did a solo, and found the fabled double shiny den. Rip me and shout. That's crazy. So you just like casually soloed Zygarde, first try, got it shiny with another shiny. It's like unheard of. Maybe don't solo Zygarde unless you're resetting paths, keeping a really crush path with nice encounters. I've never heard someone use that terminology before. But yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it's like you have to like reset for the path so that you keep a good path, and even then it's still like not realistic to solo. Like you still have to get really lucky. with like the NPCs and stuff. You reset the path, it took you like 50. Oh, okay. 50 resets. Wow. That's, I mean, that's still crazy good. We'll throw 6 bait to maybe make Matang not flee, but the chance of Matang to flee is like chancy. Yeah, I've seen plenty of people like run out of balls as opposed to it fleeing. You can make Matang 100%, right? The thing about it is like chancy and stuff, it's like I can't, like, it's hard enough for me to want to like target something that I know I can catch that's like less than 30%. I can't imagine doing it with something that is almost guaranteed to flee. You know, I just like, you'll never see me like actually targeting those like rare and hard to catch things from the Safari Zone. If I find them, it's because they just happened and I got lucky, not because I'm like going after them. Worst hunt was Palkia for you. Want to talk to whoever decided to give serve? Wait, what? Oh, for Dynamax Adventures? I was gonna say, I'm like, why does Palkia have serve? I have like not much knowledge of Dynamax Adventures. I know how the shinies work and stuff, and I know like Zygarde's really hard, but the only Dynamax Adventures I've done was like I was just doing some solo just so I could encounter the Kanto birds and catch them for my sword copy. I don't like shiny hunting them. I'm not a fan. Got a shiny Scorpion Platinum during Safari Week, and that was your dream target for Gen 4 next to Carnivine. Did you catch it? That's a crazy one. Your DS most likely has a broken button since it won't soft reset. It's probably the bumper, and there are ways you can make it better. A lot of the times the bumper, like the L and R buttons, they like will wear out, but you can like take them out and then like put something underneath them so that they have like that little extra distance to press. You did somehow manage to catch it. It took 5 balls. That's so crazy. It's crazy when you find like a target in the Safari Zone and it breaks out like a bunch and then you catch it. That's like the craziest thing ever. That was me with Rhyhorn. 2022 Safari Week. I really wanted Rhyhorn, and I got Rhyhorn, and it was a 1 in 4 chance to flee and a 1 in 5 chance to get caught. So it was like a little more likely to flee than to get caught. And it took like 6 balls before it got caught. Like after we hit the 4th one, I was like, it's over odds for fleeing now. Like that's so scary. And then I ended up catching it like 2 balls later. And then I ended up getting 2 more Rhyhorns and caught all of them. It was crazy. Yeah, like when it breaks out like that many times, you're just like, there's no way it's not fleeing. And it's like, I think Execute had the same flee rate as Rhyhorn, and it was like the 2 Executes I've seen have like have fled like first ball. What will I do after catching the 1-hit 51 shiny Pokemon? We'll just hunt other generation stuff. There's 9 generations of Pokemon. I'm not just gonna stop after 151. Nidoran male is your target this year. Take my luck, man. I have encountered and caught like 7 Nidoran males in the Safari Zone, maybe 6. Or no, maybe it was 5. I have 6 total, but one's Pokeradar, and then like 5 are from the Safari Zone, and I've caught all of them. And I've only seen 1 Nidoran female, and it was on Fire Red, where it's a 5%, and not Leaf Green, where it's like 20%. And I was using a repel trick on Leaf Green to make Nidoran female 50% and Nidorina 25%. 75% something from the Nidoran female line, because I like really wanted it. I found the Nidoran female on Fire Red, where it was 5%. That's like one of my favorite shinies I found. If I want shiny Kangaskhan for real, you would perhaps use Repel Trick. In Gen 4 Rock Tunnel. I will look into that. Thank you. I haven't really figured out like some of the shinies is just like I haven't gotten to figuring out how to get them, but some of them it's just like I'll just like be hunting something and be like, man, how am I ever gonna hunt like Kangaskhan? And the first thing I thought of was like maybe I like reset the strong spawn in Sword and Shield. But like I like hunting in the older games. I'm guessing this is Heart Gold Soul Silver, right? Rock Tunnel. B1F. Level 14 Repel Trick. I mean, it's 16%, and it's also a 30% encounter rate. I don't know if that's for me. Again, I don't know if you missed it, but I literally just said, like, it's really hard for me to target something that's, like, less than 30%. I just face so much on shinies like that. You hope you have that luck. You didn't get anything last year in Fire Red Leaf Green. I got shafted last year, and my first year I did it. We were talking like 20k plus phases every time. Like last year I got one phase under odds, but the other two it was like 20k and 38k, and I failed the 38k. What's your least favorite gen? Yours is 2. Well, as of now it's Gen 9. If we're talking honestly, it's probably Gen 9 no matter what.
This does put a smile on my face.
Jake B Games, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Doesn't come out for a bit. What are your feelings for PLZA? Guys, let's just call it like... Let's just call it LZA. Like every time you guys put PLZA, I think of either Plaza or Pizza. And I don't know if that's what we should call it, guys. I'm really excited. It's like, okay, not all positive. For me, it's very strange that they decided to do Legends Arceus, then Gen 9, then Legends again. Like, I find that very strange. But, and also, I really want a game where we're back to, like, traditional encounters. Like, I'm really sick of overworld shinies and stuff. I wanna have a reason to be, like, excited about shiny hunting again in modern games. And I highly doubt we get traditional encounters in Legends ZA. But... as Legends goes, I was not expecting Legends, and Kalos was the region I wanted most for the next Legends game. So it really caught me off guard, and it was really... I'm really excited for that. I really hope we can get Eternal Flower Floette. It makes you very sad you enjoyed Gen 9. I mean, that's totally fine. I rant all the time about Gen 9. I cannot stand it, but I don't have anything against people that enjoy it. I think the story was good and the music was good, but that's not enough for me to like enjoy the game. Like I need to have a reason to keep playing it, and like I want to feel like I got my money's worth, and me playing through Scarlet and Violet 4 times is just not like... That's not me being like, this is a good game, you know? Blade Breakdown, you went 20, 30k and failed so far. Yeah, like I went... 38k is my second longest hunt and I failed it. If it just showed up in like Fire Red or Leaf Green, it would have been easy claps. But like Heart Gold Soul Silver has brutal flee rates. Everything's like really likely to catch, but if it breaks out first ball, it's like almost guaranteed it runs like first ball. And that's what happened. Like I found a shiny Krabby. It was my second shiny Krabby. It would have been so cool to not only start but complete the Krabby line. But like it was the second Krabby. First one I caught first ball. Second one breaks out first ball, and I knew it was gone after it broke out, and sure enough it ran. It's like a 50 or 60 flee rate. when it's like a 50% or 40% catch rate or something, 45, 50, something like that. Four times you're not following. I had to play through 4 times to like get games set up for like hunts in my mark challenge and stuff. I like full odds hunting, but if I'm doing a challenge like the mark challenge, I'm not doing that full odds, so I have to get shiny charm, and since they don't let us toggle the shiny charm, I have to just play through the save files multiple times. I have both Scarlet and Violet, so I had to do Scarlet twice, Violet twice. You ever plan to shiny hunt any of the hack ROMs? No. I'm just not interested in like ROM hacks and stuff. I'm not interested at all. And when it comes to shiny hunting, I can't bring myself to put hours into shiny hunting something that, in my opinion, doesn't mean anything to me. Like, in my eyes, like, why would I shiny hunt in a ROM hack when I can just shiny hunt in like an actual game where I can like keep the shiny and put it in my home living decks and whatnot, you know? Nothing against people that like ROM hacks, it's just really not for me. Totally agree with you on the shiny hunting there. Are you talking Scarlet and Violet? Yeah, I mean, Scarlet and Violet's not like the only reason, or shiny hunting isn't the only reason I dislike Scarlet and Violet, but it is one of the main reasons. But like when we say like what's my least favorite gen, do we mean like generation of games or like region? You know, like, because like Gen 4, is that including Heart Gold Soul Silver, or is it just like Sinnoh? Because a lot of times I rank my like what my favorite gen is based off of the designs, or like my least favorite. My favorite generation based off of designs is Gen 3. My least favorite, I don't know. It's probably still Gen 9, but I not by much. Like it's not like I still like the designs in Gen 9, you know? But I also don't really like Gen 2 that much in terms of designs. Like there's like, in my opinion, there's a reason why almost every single stage Gen 1 or Gen 2 Pokemon got an evolution or a new form in the later gens. Because they just weren't that cool to begin with, and there's just so many of them like that. Region, honestly, Gen 5 is your favorite gen of all time. It'd be very, very hard to top it. I didn't grow up during, like, I mean, I grew up during that era, but I wasn't, like, playing when it was new, so I think I would have probably had a similar feeling if I, like, got Black and White the first time. I think the idea of a new generation where, like, you're only encountering new Pokemon, and it's, like, a full, like, 150 plus Pokemon dex, like, I think that would be so cool, and I wish I could have experienced that when it was new. They probably won't do that ever again, but one things I don't like about the newer games, especially Scarlet and Violet, I feel like it's a big thing in Scarlet and Violet, is like you like play through the game for the first time, and it could just be a component of like the overworldness where it's like everything, you just see everything right in front of you at once. But I think it's just the diversity in Scarlet and Violet just wasn't there. It was like, all right, you pretty much you have your starter. You pretty much have to have like Pawmi early on, because if you want to strictly have like new Gen 9 Pokemon, it's what I'm saying. Like you pretty much have to start with like Pawmi or Lechonk or something like that, and then it's like okay, here's Scatterbug, that's a returning Pokemon. Here's Skiddo, that's everywhere. Deerling's everywhere. It's like, okay, Knackley's cool, but it's like everywhere. Like it's so much, like Hoppip's everywhere, Fletchling's everywhere, and it's just like it's so many just older gen Pokemon. And it's like when I play through a new generation, I want to only have new gen Pokemon. And Scarlet and Violet was like one of the first times I was like, what do I pick? Because it doesn't feel like there's much that I can pick from in these areas, and I'm not sure how I feel about some of these Pokemon. And I just think it'd be so much cooler if the newer generations moving forward had mostly like newer gen Pokemon. Maybe not 100%. I would love it if it was 100% new Pokemon, but like I'm talking like 70%, like Gen 10. Like Gen 10, it's like 70% you're encountering Gen 10 Pokemon. because there's just so many of them, as opposed to like, oh, here's a Shroodle after 500 Bound Sweets, Pichus, Igglybuffs, Raltses, Psyducks, Buizzles, and everything else that is from a different generation, you know? And like, Shroodle's not my favorite Pokemon from Gen 9, so it's like, do I pick this? It's like one of the only Gen 9 Pokemon I've seen, but I don't know how I feel about it. You started with Red and Blue. My first, like, I started in Gen 1, but in spin-offs. Like, my first Pokemon games were like Snap and like Stadium. My first mainline game was Pearl. So, oh, I already read that. Favorite Pokeball? I really like Premier Ball. I really like the Dive Ball too, and the Love Ball. And the Moon Ball's pretty cool. I don't really have, like, I mean, like, I'd say probably Premier Ball. Like, it's hard because I think there's a lot of, like, really cool Pokeballs. So sick of people who have nostalgia glasses glued to their eyes and refuse to see Gen 2. For how bad it is. Yeah, I think Heart Gold, Soul Silver are, like, way better in terms of a Johto game, but I'm not a fan of Johto as a map. It's not a good map, in my opinion. And then there's just, like, there's some really cool Pokemon in Gen 2. Don't get me wrong. Like, legendaries are, like, top tier in Gen 2. Like, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Celebi, Raikou, Entei, Suicune, those are all really cool. Like, Tyranitar is really cool. Ampharos is really cool. Like, there's some really cool Pokemon in Gen 2. But, like, I was never super fond of the starters. And there's a lot of just, like, as a kid, I loved the Pokemon that evolved twice. Like, a 3-stage. I loved those ones. And there's just, like, I think there's only, like, 4 in, like, the whole, that isn't a starter in, like, all of Gen 2. And it's like Hoppip, Ampharos, like, the Mareep line, the Larvitar line. Like, what even else is there? It's just, like, a lot of, like, 1 stages that, as a kid, just always felt weak to me. And then 2 stages, which also, as a kid, felt weak to me. Like, I'm not running through Johto with a Noctowl on my team. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just not. Or an Ariados. Or a Ledian. Like, it's just, I'm not doing that. That's not my style. They don't seem, like, they never seemed good to me. And then there's just a bunch of ones that don't evolve at all. Like, Murkrow. Like, a lot of them got fixed in later gens. They got newer evolutions. But, yeah, it's just, it's a lot of just, like, okay Pokemon. And it's hard to, like, enjoy playing through a game. And I really don't like Johto's design. But there's still a lot to like about Gen 2. I will say, like, it's really cool that Gen 2 was a direct sequel to Gen 1. Like it's literally, like, whatever happened in Red, Blue, Yellow, like, that happened. And then, like, it's following up from that in Gold, Silver, Crystal. Like, that's really cool. I wish they did more of that. Being able to go back to Kanto is obviously really cool. I wish they did more of that. Not necessarily Kanto, but just being able to go back to a generation and a region and revisit it. That isn't the Blueberry Academy, because that does not count. I don't care how much they said that it was in Unova. If you go outside of the Blueberry Academy, you're in an ocean and you cannot see any landmass around you. It is not in, you could have told me it was in Galar, you could have told me it was in Sinnoh, you could have told me it was in literally any region, and it would have been the same effect. Like, it just did not feel like it was in Unova, because it wasn't in Unova, despite them saying it. But, like, it'd be cool to revisit, like, older regions and stuff, like, in a game. So, like, there were some really cool things that Gen 2 did, but yeah, like, Pokemon design-wise, not up there for me. And just, like, the map wasn't really there for me either. Seems like Game Freak wants to tie up loose ends. All the stuff that was left to the imagination in XY is now being spoiled with Legends ZA. You're assuming a lot from a CG trailer that showed no gameplay. We don't even know. Like, I wanted Legends Kalos because I wanted to be able to encounter and catch Eternal Flower Floette. And we got an announcement for Legends ZA, and it's like, we don't even know if that's going to be in there. The only thing we know is that Furfrou is going to be in there. We'll finally be able to change Furfrou forms on a Switch. Gen 5 remakes when Gen 10 releases, maybe Gen 2 as well. It's serious need. It's definitely going to be Gen 2 first. Like, I understand I was wrong with what I was predicting was going to be in the presents, but I still, like, guaranteed it's going to be Gen 2 remakes before Gen 5 remakes. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are older games than Black and White. It would be so silly for them to not do Gen 5 remakes before Gen 2. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. I mean, they fixed Gen 1 and 2 core issues with they fixed one of the 2 core issues with Gen 2, but Heart Gold Soul Silver did not fix the horrendous pacing issues. Yeah, no, that's true. I think a lot of Heart Gold Soul Silver is better than Gen 2, but it's not a flawless game. Like, it's not my favorite remake. A lot of people say it's like the best remake. It is not my favorite remake. The PC is horrendous. The level scaling never got fixed. You know. It's not a perfect game. Every time you go for Litwick, you never get it. What's up? I never get it either. Lantern, Houndoom, Heracross, Ampharos, Tyranitar, and I'll give you Quagsire. The rest are pretty much pure dog water. Yeah, like that's literally Houndoom. You can't even encounter in Johto. You have to do post game for that. It's in Kanto, so that doesn't count. Yeah, but that's like pretty much the extent of like Pokemon you can use. Like my playthroughs of like Gold Silver, it's like a starter, Ampharos, Quagsire, and then like you need Xatu for like fly, Xatu or Noctowl for fly essentially. You know, like it's so slim pickings on like what's like good. So it's just full odds hunting or what? You're so late, just wondering. Yeah, this is full odds. You can't do this hunt boosted odds at all because you're too early on in the game. Oh boy, Furfru, like anyone unironically uses it. It's not about using it. It's about the fact that literally, like if you want to go for a living dex or something, like you can't get all the Furfru forms in home without the use of Go. And Go, it's a regional. So you either have to spoof, travel the world, or trade spoofers to get all the forms of Furfru. And it was just ridiculous. So it's really nice that we'll be able to finally just get them and shiny hunt them. Like you can shiny hunt them X and Y, Sun and Moon, and then you'll actually be able to just get all the forms. Like it's the first time people like are gonna actually be able to get all of these forms of that Pokemon through the mainline games, and that's kind of a big deal. But yeah, no one's gonna be using them on their teams, that's for sure. But that's fine. Not every Pokemon needs to be a Pokemon that's like really good or on your team. Thank you. Why do people like Furfru so much? You never cared about it? I mean, I just explained. It's not that we like love Furfru, it's just we haven't had access to it. Furfru hasn't been encounterable in a mainline game in what would be 9 years, I'm pretty sure, once Legends ZA comes out. Because the last game it was encounterable in was Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, which was 2017. Really hope they let us shiny hunt and or catch the Gen 6 mythicals. They will not let us shiny hunt them, but we will for sure be able to catch them. I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why they are doing Kalos, because the Gen 6 mythicals as of now are still like some of the most unavailable mythicals in the series that people just don't have access to. Like again, like outside of Go, Diancie has only been released once. And it was in 2014, 2013, something like that. Like 10 years ago. Like you either have to send up your only Diancie from Go that you can't send back, or you just missed out on a 10-year event. So it's like, I'm pretty like, I think it's a given we'll be able to catch all the mythicals. I think it's also a given they will all be shiny locked though, with what we got in Scarlet and Violet and the last Legends game. I think it's safe to assume for at least a while, every legendary and mythical will be shiny locked moving forward. Unless the game's developed by Ilka, I guess. Might be shiny Huntspool. We got Darkrai and Shaman. shiny. That was in BDSP, not Legends. Last two mainline games we got, Legends and Scarlet and Violet, every shiny, legendary, every mythical and legendary has been shiny locked. The only reason nothing is locked in BDSP is because they copy and pasted Platinum's code and there weren't shiny locks in Platinum. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but BDSP is kind of an outlier in that argument. If you look at the 1,000+ Pokemon, there are a total of 7 Pokemon you despise with a passion of the 10,000 suns. Which ones are those? Saw people online saying if you do static encounter, your odds don't increase and you can never get a chain going. Is that true? What do you mean by chain? You gotta be more specific. There aren't chains in Sword and Shield. Or like, what game are we talking about? Yeah, it's true. BDSP, it's funny because of the delay. You're commenting on exactly what I'm saying right before. See, what are the odds? Yeah. Yeah, it happens. There's times where I'll be in like a Twitch chat and like I will like I'll be behind and people will be like responding in chat to like the streamer before I even know what the streamer said. I'll be like, what are they talking about? And then the streamer will say, I'll be like, how am I this far behind? Sword and Shield encounter faint the same Pokemon. There's no chains. The way it works is like if we're talking faint. Oh wait, you're talking about like the Sinisty thing, right? Where like if you KO a Pokemon in the overworld, it's like 50% encounter for the next one. You can't do that with the strong spawns if that's what you're asking, because they don't just respawn, you know? Like you only do them with like overworld encounters in the grass because that's just how it works. And then if you're talking the Brilliant method for like the 500 KOs, that's not a chain at all, and it only affects the Brilliant Pokemon. Just realized exactly where I am in game. You just realized it? Yeah, I'm in the Motostoke gym. Trying to get the 3rd shiny of the set. I got the first 2, and now I'm just trying to get Litwick, and it's been tough. Still no shiny Zapdos. Let's go. 3-3-3 resets. You wander for 20 minutes and sit down. You're tired and pushing. Hey, man. If you look at my screen right now, it could be worse. You're playing Y right now. Maybe you'll do Sword and Shield after that. I mean, like, if I'm being honest, as much as I like Sword and Shield, the story sucks. Like, I will admit that. Scarlet, as much as I hate Scarlet and Violet, and as much as I love Sword and Shield, I will, like, I'm not an idiot. Scarlet and Violet's story is infinitely better than Sword and Shield. That's just not what it makes me like the games. That's never been what makes me like the games. If I get the shiny, can I name it after you? I can, but I probably won't. Most hated 7. Cinderace, Emboar, Goodra, Mr. Mime, Lickitung, Bruxish, and your least favorite Jinx. That's a very oddly specific set. Why Goodra? I feel like Goodra, a lot of people like that. Also, 2 starters is kind of wild. I don't like actively hate any of the starters. I have least favorites of them, but I don't like hate them. The only Pokemon I like really don't like at all, that I always say is my least favorite, is like the Clink line. Like, I don't even dislike Clink that much, but Clang and Kling are just so stupid, uninspired, and just like their names are stupid, their designs are stupid. At least their shinies are all right. Scarlet Violet story is low-key. Honestly, if we're being real, I actually saw. I always watch like video essays and stuff when I'm shiny hunting, just because it's like mindless and you listen to them. I saw something about like Scarlet and Violet's story. Someone was talking about it. I forget what the context was. Scarlet and Violet's story is actually really only good, with like Arven, and then after you beat the 3 paths and you start doing the Area 0 stuff. Like that's when it's like really good, but it ends on such a high note. The rest of the story is just like whatever. Like Team Star was so stupid. Team Star was so dumb, and then like the gym challenge is just like standard gym challenge stuff. You have to like mash through dialogue every time you beat a gym though, but Wormadam and Dustox are L Pokemon to you. I used to always hate Wormadam, but I actually like it now because I kind of like Pokemon with multiple forms. I love the collection aspect of Pokemon, so it's cool like collecting the different forms. Plus, Wormadam is like one of the most rare shinies in Legends Arceus to get from Legends Arceus. Yeah, mid to end game was great. Rizuzu is Barney the dinosaur covered in snot and you can't change your mind. It's disgusting. Gudra's adorable. It doesn't look like Barney. Gudra's not dopey looking. Since you're there right now, what type of encounter is it in Glimwood? It's random in grass. You don't get overworld encounters. Unless you're doing the Impidimp hunt, in which case you have to like run away from those mushrooms. Like you do the mushrooms and run away, but those are a little different. Those aren't even affected by charm. Cinderace looks like a weird love child of Goku and Trix the rabbit. Yeah, I love Scorbunny, but I will admit, like, I'm not a fan of really any of the Gen 8 starters fully evolved. You hated Team Star so much, didn't care 1% about any of them. Yeah, like, and then, like, they shove all that dialogue, like, that exposition and dialogue down your throat. It's so bad. You catch all the Pokemon in Classic Pokeball? Yeah, but I mean, it's not going to be hard to catch Zapdos in a Pokeball if you have like 999 Pokeballs in Let's Go. It won't run. You didn't care about Gudra until Legends? I like Hisui and Gudra. I liked the normal Gudra, but the shiny Hisui and Gudra is so disappointing. It's so bad. I also like the collecting, so sexy, but you think Vivian does it better? Pretty sure you spelled it wrong. No, you spelled Vivian right, I'm pretty sure. Meant to say also, you know why I auto-corrected? It's funny. You do like Inteleon? It's probably the best fully evolved one, but it doesn't wow me, you know? You just reset over a shiny Poipole, you're in shambles. Oh my gosh, hopefully it doesn't take you this long to reclaim it. That sucks though. Let's go, you have to catch more than 150 to all Pokemon. That is your mission after you get the legendary shiny. Interesting. Alright, but I'm gonna end stream here. That's gonna be it for the stream. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, and I will see you